Okay. Who decided that it was going to be such a pretty sunset? Who decided that? Who done it? I didn't even get to show you guys. You don't even get to see. You're just going to have to take my word for it that it's heckin' gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous, darling. It's pretty. It's quite pretty. I gotta say. Okay. Streams appear to be working, but are my lurks current? Because I'm gonna go ahead and guess. Oh, that they are not. Yep, that one's not. Yeah, okay. Only one, but still. That is one whole heckin' bandwidth that we are gonna call back. That we are gonna rein it in. That's what we're gonna do. What is happening? Who is texting me? Everybody I know is here. What the heckin' heck? What the heckin' heck? What the heckin' heck? Okay, let's see here. 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out drink. I'm gonna wander off, and listen. Let's not all panic. Let's not panic. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Don't not sweat it. You're okay. Everybody breathe. Everybody breathe. It's okay. It's fine. Nobody panic. We can't all be panicking. Listen. I'm the only one who's allowed to panic right now. Okay? I'm the only one. Me. How you doing, gang? Very good to see you. Greetings. Salutations all. It's very good indeed to see you. I am going to grab a glass because you guys know Friday nights means good drink. So we need a good glass because we need a good drink. So I'm thinking. Oh, I know. I love this. I love this glass. We're going with this and we're going with this and we just going with this. One of mine classic. From the Roosevelt Suite in the Mission Inn in where was that? Riverside, California. Yeah, I think. Could be wrong. I don't know. Listen, memory doesn't serve like it once did. Not like it once did. All right. So here's the deal. I have new drinks to try. New drinks to try with you. And I'm pretty excited about that. We're going to see. Because this one is particularly interesting to me because this is Jura. There's only one, distillery, as far as I know, on Jura. And so I feel like this is a subunit. This is a tenet of the actual Jura distillery. But we're going to see. We're going to try it, and we're going to see. Because I've got the Jura 10. I've had the Jura 10 before on stream. I've also had the Jura 18 and all that, or 16, whatever their higher up one is. But I've not known anything else to come off of that island of Jura. So we're gonna see. And then this one, this is a Speyside. Speyside's getting more popular, you guys. Speyside is I don't know. There's at least a lot more offerings from Speyside than there used to be. Different region of Scotland. But this is an interesting one that I'm eager to try because I've heard good things about an Irish whiskey that did this, which was the Teeling. Teeling did this, which is it's finished in a white wine cask. So we're gonna give them both a shot. Yes, we are. We're gonna give them both a shot. Not this very second, though. Sit right there. Just wait a second. Until I catch up. Ooh, golly, it looks like the whole Sierras are on fire. The whole Sierras they look like it's incredible. It's cloudy and it looks like it's threatening to snow, though it's not. But the sun is setting, like it's twilight, like right behind the mountain, right behind Donner. And it's very pretty. It's very pretty. But yes, greetings, salutations, all. How the heck you guys doing? I'm gonna catch up on chat. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be a thing. Mark Woods. Mel. Hello, Mel. Very good to see you. Wild. Hi, Wild. Hey, guys. Hi, Intra. Hello. Oh, all the heckin' platforms. Thank you, guys, for pulling up so many heckin' tabs. I appreciate you very much indeed. Very much indeed. A disappointment pack for Mel. Very well. Okay, we stack. I got it. We stack the pack. Stack of the pack. Wait, hello, pen. Hello, what are you even doing? Okay, we got it. We clackety clacked. We've done it. Look at us. Sign up for fasting a little bit. This is fasting today. So a little this, a little that. Oh, a little this, a little of that. That's right. That's a Skyrim quote. I don't know if any of you know. Also, did I turn off me Wi-Fi? I did not. We need the Wi-Fi to be as unhindered? Yeah. Unimpeded? Whatever. We need it to be footloose and fancy free because it's struggling enough as it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Gail! Hiya, Gail! Here this time. It's true, oh Nelly, indeed. Glad to have you in so heckin' early. Pep! It's good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Generally exhausted. Alive. Allegedly. It is possible that someone is doing the weekend at Bernie's with Wild. It's possible. She's just sitting there. And just, how you doing, Wild? Oh, I'm doing fine. Allegedly. Liz! Hiya, Liz. Welcome in, madame. Guts, good to see you. Her disappointment bag is on cooldown, the right, the real disappointment. But that eye drop content, though. Alright. We'll give it a shot. We're gonna... Ooh, actually, that was not bad. There was some precision in that tonight. How's your eyes doing, Guts? Are you done being injured in your eyeballs yet? Have you snapped your fingers and Uno reversed and made it all go back to normal? Have you just done a Control-Z? Herm? Speaking of subject changes, who's excited for Sunday? I'm heckin' excited for Sunday. Very excited indeed for the block party. How many of you were there? Show of hands. Who was there for the block party? If you weren't there for the block party, very sad. Even if it was just for 5 minutes, who was there? And who's planning on being there on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday? I am looking forward to it. Yeah, that one was too short. It was too short. It was 14. Actually, I stuck around a little bit later, so it's like 15 hours. It's too short. Too short. Some of you are like, I was there for 30 minutes. And I have been exhausted since then. I understand introverts and extroverts are different. I'm just saying. If you guys haven't heard of what's going on with the Cosa Nostra Festa, go give it a look. Go check it out. It's in the Discord. I don't know that I pinned it, but I put it as the most recent message in the Hear Ye channel. Will tell you about it. That's it. Plus, there's a command for it. You can put in a command. Yeah. I don't know what the command takes you to. I don't remember what I set up. There's a command. It should work. If someone types in exclamation point, Cosa Nostra Festa. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I can't remember. Let me scroll here. Who even, wait a minute. Shawnee. Well, Shawnee, it's very good to have you. How the heck you doing? How's you? Do you go by Shawnee? Don't let me ruin it. Best friend is driving 4 hours tonight to hang out with me Saturday and Sunday. Leaving Sunday night to drive home. Woo, baby. Even though I might not have loads of friends, lots of friends, I have amazing friends in my opinion. Nice. Love that for you, Shawnee. Love that. You're quite pretty. Who heckin' pretty? What? Can't be me. Who's Shawnee talking to? Which one of you is it? Largely abandoning Twitch. My fingies is too cold for this wall. Oh, by the wall, yep, bad insulation. It's true. Bad insulation. Wow, no sunsets for us. I know it. Listen, I could take like a sort of a picture right now. It won't be a very good picture, but tell you what, I'll go take one just for you. Just for you. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it turns out. I don't suspect it's gonna be as good in a picture, but we'll try. Just because I like you guys an awful heckin' lot, I'm gonna try it. Oh boy, nope, this is not working out, is it? Uh-oh. Oh boy. How about this? Huh. How'd that turn out? Let's see. Oh, that's not bad. That's not a bad picture. Okay. Alright. We take those. It ain't so bad. Tell you what. I'll share it in the Discord. Share. Yes. Share the original. Full size. Yes, indeed. Okay, it's going to go in the Discord. Links in the usual places for the usual things. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. Where should I put it? How about confabulating? How about that? The Sierras tonight. Pinchy fingies. Send. Finger pinch intensifies. That's it. That's it. There it goes. So there, what, you see what I'm saying? Looks like the Sierras are on fire. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. It doesn't quite capture the color correctly. My camera's not quite good enough for that. But, it's not bad. And it's getting, like, redder by the second. I suppose I could probably get a better picture. But I'm not going to because I'm busy. I'm busy. What are we doing? I'm busy. Crazy. Wait, are we panicking? Oh, no panic. Caleb, it's good to see you. Caleb, hello. No panic. No, bringing it in, you guys. Oh my gosh, Wild and Mel are panicking. Don't panic. What do you think of the rise in speakeasy style bars? We need classy joints that have a dress code. I like it, Caleb. Although I have not yet been to a speakeasy that had a dress code. Most of them, they just call themselves that and it's just a bar. So, a Glen 12. It is not a Glen 12. No. I haven't had a Glenlivet 12 in a minute. Those are... It's been a while, but they were fine. I don't know. Fine. Yeah, Craig House. That's the one. New drinks. Juice. Hi, Juice. Oh, it's so heckin' good to see you, madame. I hope that you're doing so gosh darned well. Ah, you lovely human. I'm so far behind on chat, you guys. Hello, Pre. White wine cask. I like it. We had a good squash. Who set Sierra on fire? I don't know who done it, Squash. Someone did it, though. Wow, it is really turning like a red out there. I hope the Hot Bride snaps a few pictures. Oh, wait, never mind. Her camera is far worse. Her camera... iPhone cameras, you guys, it used to be the thing. It was like, wow, iPhone cameras. That's what they were good at. Like, oh, my iPhone camera. Now, iPhone cameras are trash. Like, this is a Pixel, and it takes freaking great pictures. So, like... that picture should have been in 4K. I got like 4K, 8K photos. Like, it's ridiculous. No, we've taken the same pictures before and put them side by side. And she's like, what the yeah. Well, I don't know. Squash, it's a very good pleasure to see you, my friend. And I hope that you've been well. And I did not disturb your slumber. It's good to see you. Good to see you, dude. I have to pour a glass because there's too many fabulous humans here. And it won't do for me to not be raising a glass to you guys. First, turn that down. That was too loud. And we're gonna see. I gotta raise a glass. Okay. So we're gonna figure this out together, you guys. The Craig House. Yeah. That's interesting. That is interesting. That it looks like it's from Jura. So we're gonna see about that. Give it a quick. Can you hear this? Can you hear a little bit of the bottle, Asmer? Oh yeah, you can hear that. How was that? A little bit of tear, just a little bit of Metal tearing. All right. Let's see about this. Ready? A little bit of bottle asthma. Woo! How'd that come through? How'd that come through in the old microphone? What do you guys think about that? How'd that one? That seemed like that was a fresh pop of a new bottle. I smell peat. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Oh, you know what? I should have started with the unpeated though. Man, I didn't think of that. I should start with the unpeated. This is gonna bastardize my palate beyond recognition. Damn it. Okay. Which means I need a second glass. That's embarrassing. Terribly embarrassed. Let's go. Let's go to this game. Go to this game. Alright. Okay. The Tamnavolen. We're gonna give this one a taste first. The white wine. Okay, the white wine. You guys get 2 bottle asthmers back to back. Oh, and it's got the same little tear. Okay, well, maybe you guys liked that sound. Maybe you hated it. I don't know, but you're about to hear it again. You're about to hear it again. The handiness of a toothpick. Very good. All right, let's see. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Very satisfying. All right. The Tom the Volan. Let's get some more bottle asthma. Not bad, not bad. Respectable thwomp. Ooh, interesting. The nose is interesting on it. Interesting indeed. Huh. Interesting. Retro, good to see you. Welcome. Pep liked it. We get to pump. It's very good. I'm glad you liked the pop. Judge, it's good to see you, Judge. I'm still, okay, I'm so far. Your eyes aren't fixed yet? Fix your eyes. Oh, so excited. I was there. Hell yeah, Wild was there. I'm that far behind on chat. Oh my gosh, I fell asleep there. I was there the whole time. Yes, you were. I was there and it was cool. I'm glad you thought so. Cleared my schedule, so I'm able to be there on the fest. Oh, Festa for Sunday. Bet. This is very exciting, Wild. Block party, that's right. That's right. Why didn't I thought I set it for block party. That's interesting, Squash. I'm sure that I set alternatives for it. Huh. Not a single sub to be seen. But that can't be right. I don't know. Maybe they changed something? Rumble has changed some stuff lately. I don't know. No, okay, there you go. It's got the dates on it. I don't know. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it, Squash. Liked being able to hop from room to room. Same, Liz. That was a good time. I got to meet some new folks. Very fun. Okay, so Festa works. I don't know. Weird. Go Live was great. Made me chuckle. Oh, I'm glad you liked. Cried, I laughed, ate Taco Bell. Very good. Very good. Sunset, yes. Okay, you saw the pictures. Yeah, Juice, what do you think? The Pixar didn't happen. What'd you think, Juice? You like what you see? Aww. Life together looking at the sunset. Freaking adorable. Juice, you're adorable. Trail life event with my boy this weekend. Hope your days and streams are wonderful. Zacchaeus, a pleasure to see you, my friend. Thank you for the well wishings as ever. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got before chat runs away from me again. I'm still behind on chat. I apologize. First glass of the night I get to raise to you, lovely lot, as we embark upon difficult things. It says a great deal about the caliber of human who would sacrifice their time on a Friday of all days to do something difficult of their own volition. And it's to that caliber of human that I get to raise my glass tonight. Cheers to you. Interesting. It's kind of dry, like a white wine. It's kind of dry. Like I don't know how much of that is No, it's not placebo. I know my way around a single malt scotch from Speyside or elsewhere. Kind of reminds me of an Irish whiskey. There's not a ton there. It's much more mellow. Certainly more mellow than that Isla or a Jura one is gonna be. It's not bad. It's a perfectly sippable, not at all hateful pour. I'm not upset by that. Not upset by that even a little bit. One of the guys in my Monday night group would love that. It's right up his alley. Right up his alley. I'll have to share it around after I licked the bottle. Well, we won't tell them. Usually, like, the bottles that sit here stay here, but you know, sharing is caring. Give my germs, Gib germs. Oh, he runs to the Discord. Yeah. He's got one. Who's got one? Now that photo reminds me of a certain country's Tuscan sunset. Ah, yep. Darth, it's good to see you. That's right. Except there's snow on there, so it's not so much. It's not so much like where the Tuscan Raiders live. You guys get, it was a Star Wars joke. It's Tatooine. It's fine. Darth, it's good to see you, my friend. Should we mix things up? Who's mixing what? Who what? I watched the special video. Did you? You watched the whole heckin' video, Juice? 2 times speed. That's the way. That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you did not find it to be a complete waste of your time, Juice. I hope you did not, because I also hope that I get to see more of you. Very much indeed. Speakeasy style bar near me that has a dress code. Oh, cool. Like jackets required. Like, I am interested in how they would phrase it. And like how they enforce it too. Like at a bouncer, like, yo, no, what is this? What is this? Are those shorts? G'day, with ye shorts. It's 106 outside. Please, jacksuit and tie or get bent. Like, blazer's okay? Or do you have to have like, I would love to know what they're like, where their cutoff is. Like, no. Jeans is the answer. Cut off jeans is the answer. I mean, I have an iPhone. You raved about the picture I took. Wait, you took that picture? That was a good picture. Guts. I didn't know you took that picture. I thought you said they took that picture. Weird. Took better pictures than my 15 that I have now. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Liz, is that the cameras are getting worse. I love my iPhone's camera. It's not perfect. Then again, just a phone and not a DSLR. Yep. Fair enough. Only had Android phones my entire life. I don't quite understand the whole photo dilemma. Yeah, I don't know, Darth. I've had Android too. Hot Bride's always had iPhones. But if we take the same picture side by side, she will often ask me to take a picture of something because hers don't turn out amazing. So yeah, they approached peak smartphone camera. I wish new phones still had a monochrome sensor for dedicated monochrome photography. Oh. More detail in the Luma channel? Oh my gosh, Caleb knows things. Oh crap, straighten up my tie. I don't know anything about photography. I'm sorry, Caleb, huh? That was a good pop. I'm glad you liked the pop. Do it again. 10 out of 10 bottle asthma. Mwah! I'm glad we like. Very good. Very good. Did you say that was a 10 out of 10 poop? That is far too funny. That is very funny. This is the one I'm curious about, if the white wine comes through or not. Yeah, it does. It does, Liz. Definitely on the nose. Like, definitely on the nose. It's very different. It does smell. I would say the nose is far stronger than on the taste buds. But yeah. What is your deal? What is it doing, Mel? I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Sir, that bottle doesn't have a nose. Got your nose. Squash, it's been too long, my friend. Happy New Year. Happy 2026 to you, my guy. I hope that it has been an excellent year to you. I hope that, you know, the various things. I can't even, like, I gotta be so vague. that all of what plagued ye, what hath before plagued thee, have chilled. There we go. I hope they've all, like, decided to chill. Oi. I'm glad to have you in. Glad to have you in indeed. Oh, let me see here. Oh, bunch of techno talk about cameras. Very terrify, very scare, very intimidate. Solancha. Diesel might be able to join the festivities on Sunday. Yes, baby, gang. Super Bowl party's gonna be a riot. Diesel, it's good to see you, my friend. Again, been too long. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Man, oh man, Sunday's gonna be a good time. It's gonna go all day, you guys, and you guys are welcome to come in whenever. Like, come and go. We had people who were like, I'm on my break at work, I'm just here for 10 minutes, I'm gonna pop around all the rooms and say hi to people, and then I gotta be on my merry way. Cool, great. I'm glad to have seen you at all. Some people hung out nearly as long as I did. I was there the whole heckin' day. There were a couple people who were there as long as me, and that is a 15-hour day. So it was really great to see everybody. I will say for all of the veterans of the CNRs who've been doing this for a while, I'm using the time in particular to catch up with some folks we haven't seen in a while, perhaps especially new joins who are not familiar with all the stuff and all the things. So make sure to use the rooms. We're going to figure out the culture of the rooms, as we've done this in the house party, which will eventually grow into a block party, different houses and all that. Certainly with the football goings on that it's going to be on Sunday, it's going to be the different rooms, different TVs. You guys can all fight amongst yourselves. But use the spaces, like just kind of read the room sort of thing. And then if we're meeting with new people, perhaps smaller crowds are good. Don't scare off all the brand new joins with 30 people jumping into a call, you know what I'm saying? You want to yell and scream at a TV? You can do that over there. But maybe we ease in the new folks. So, and any like heavy, super serious stuff you guys want to process, that's something that takes place within a crew. And not necessarily in a crowd full of people for the block parties. So this is sort of the place to get to know folks, face to the name, talk about the weather, talk about sports ball, talk about good drink, good cigar, all those things. I am going to be partaking of good smoke. I'm ready. I'm equipped. We went shopping. We're going, gang. It's going to be very exciting. So yeah, I've got a couple in here that I haven't tried, a couple that I have. I will probably go through all of these on Sunday, which is gonna be great, and I'm excited. So, I'm gonna try. There's a bug. No, get away from my drinks! Oh God! Almost flew into my whiskey. Why is there a moth? I swear, I don't even know how many moths I've killed in this room. Are you all breeding in here somewhere? Die in a fire. Solution. Drink the whiskey so the moth can't go into it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to be using, so I'm going to try a mobile setup outside and see how that comes through. I may trial that tomorrow at some point, just for funsies. See how it goes. Because if I can set up outside, that's great. Otherwise, I gotta totally like retrofit this room back to the way I used to have it, to have cigars in here. And that would make for a complicated day indeed. So if I can smoke them outside, that'd be great. That would be great. So we're gonna see. Because the audio, if I'm outside, the audio would be really bad indeed, I'm pretty sure. So it'd be nice if I could stay in here with the nice microphone and stuff. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Gotta figure it out, you guys. I gotta figure it out. Can't guarantee an appearance on Sunday either, but I'd like to make it. I appreciate the sentiment, my friend. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The alcohol kills the germs. Why did this block out the word alcohol? It's ridiculous. There could be children. Earmuffs, children. Listen, alcohol's cool. It's not cool to have a dependence on it and to drink too much of it all the time. No, that's not cool. But alcohol by itself, just fine and very cool. And it makes you cool. This is an 18 plus channel. Listen. I hate sand. Tell them, Guts. It's coarse. It's rough. Gets everywhere. 1.5 speed? Let's go, Juice. That's sort of my limit. Incidentally, when I'm watching stuff back, there are very few like YouTubers out there that I'm like, I'll go to 2 times, and they need to be pretty slow talkers. And I've gotten faster at talking over the years, so I go back and watch my old stuff, and I'm like, damn, 2 times speed, boy. New stuff, I'm more like, 1.25, 1.5, depending on what's going on. So, okay, good. Entered the chat, that's right. That's right. Watch Children Beware, 18 plus channel, etc. Panda, Gussington, Pendleton, Pendleton, Camp, Pendleton. What's good to see you, sir? How you doing? Silly! Oh, edumacate me. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Tonight, you guys, we have a serious talk lined up. I haven't disabled raids yet, but I will be once we get into the meat and or potatoes editing. And then we're gonna do it. So yeah, pull up a tab on Rumble, you guys. Pull up a tab on Twitch. If you're on a platform there, you can do both. It is super great and helpful. Gets us in front of more eyeballs, and I get paid, literally, if you got a Rumble tab open, so that's pretty cool. I just got my paycheck for last month, so thank you to everybody who has pulled up a tab on Rumble. Means an awful heck and a lot. Links in the usual places. I'm kindly supplied by by Retro for Rumble right there. And you can use my referral link. Someone said that a referral link wasn't working for them. TJ the other day was saying it wasn't working. I don't know what's going on, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. Rumble's changing some things. They just rolled out shorts day before yesterday. So I now have some shorts rolled out on Rumble. So you can go give them a look. Just a new one rolled out today. And there's going to be another one tomorrow. We basically have content like 5 days a week right now, you guys. Or 7 days a week? It might be 7 days a week, including the streams. But like every single day, there's something rolling out right now. That pace might not continue, but we've got a lot of content. So, you know, check them out on Rumble, on YouTube. That's where they're going. That's where they're going. Won't let me gift even 1 sub. I've tried multiple browser options. Huh. That's odd. Now, I wonder, Mel, they may have broken something because there's a new option for me as the streamer where I can enable subscriber-only chat. That's new as of literally today. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the subs. Maybe they wiped out existing subs? I'm not sure. Or maybe everybody's happened to expire today? I don't know. I don't know. I do not understand. I'll bet you Dorian does. Dorian, it's good to see you. Hello, sir. Hello. All I know is that they rolled out the shorts and that there's a new button for me to click. And that Rumble Studios formatting changed, which kind of irks me because I want to be able to see at a glance which channels I'm multi-streaming to. And now I gotta like click a button for that. And I don't know. It's sort of ridiculous. But anyways, gang, if you are interested in supporting this channel and you want to see how all of that stuff might be possible, why, I'd be grateful if you guys would consider supporting this thing. We've got a whole heckin' lot. Wait, did this break? Did I break this thing? Campaign is currently unavailable. How do you figure? It's right there. Yeah, Rumble might be just behaving weird. Oh, there it goes. I don't know, it's working now. Let's see about that. And if you want a discount to support this whole thing, let's give it a go. Shall we? This whole project is funded by viewers like you, folks who have voted with their wallets and sacrificed to give this thing a shot at a future. If you're not already a member, you click that button to sign up, $99 a year for the discounted rate or $9.99 a month if you don't want to go for the annual just yet. You get the entire experience ad-free, plus access to exclusive content not just on this channel, but on every channel on Rumble. It's also one of the best options to support this channel and my work. So if I've been a value add to your life, consider joining up today using that link below. And make sure to use the QR code over there if you want to get this discount on the annual and all of that. And 97% of that goes to me, the creator, which is pretty cool. Rumble takes 0 of that, 0, which is 3%, to the payment processors. So if you're worried about supporting Rumble, you don't got to worry about any of that. It all goes to me, so thank you. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate you guys. And even thinking about it, considering supporting this thing, giving it a shot at the future means an awful heckin' lot. An awful heckin' lot. Oh, God. Gustavito. Wow. It's the Spanish version, except Vito is in there. It's like a Spanish-Italian version. It's an Italian-ish, which is the German way of saying Italian. It's like that. It's like that. Your eyes were so tired. This supposed alleged veteran accepts it. Culture of the kitchen is a sanctuary for my stomach. I'm glad that you thought so. That was pretty funny. I heard you fell asleep. You passed out. That's crazy. What if I have low room literacy? Caleb. That's funny. We're all working on it. Anyways, I thought I'd hop in for a bit. Hope to see you tomorrow, if not Sunday. Take care, Darth. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Fire pit's a decent spot. Be a little more in depth. That's true. That's true. I'm going to be having this cigar friendly. I'm going to be out there for a chunk of the day. Let me tell you. Wish someone had screenshotted me. Oh, passed out. Oh my gosh. Oh, Boogan saw it. Die in the fire, said to the moth. Listen, I hope it dies in a fire. This is the hope. Does your phone work with your Wi-Fi? It does, Retro. Yes, indeed. Gus, earbuds are your friend. Oh, for being outside? Yeah. I might try that. We'll see. I might try it. Don't make me hungry with this talk of meat and potato. Izzy! Hi, Izzy. It's good to see you. LOLO. LOLO, what a pleasure, madame. I don't drink, but alcohol makes for a fun cooking ingredient. Ah, yes. Pretend I spelled that right. Yes, in fact, I just made with Hot Bride the other night, or other morning, sorry, on Tuesday morning? It was either Sunday morning or, whoopsies. Sorry, I clicked on a thing. One of the mornings, we did a fun breakfast, and I made a bechamel, a white wine bechamel sauce that we then coated the focaccia that she made from scratch. So she had a focaccia bread, which was a garlic rosemary focaccia. We cubed that up and then put this white wine bechamel over it. And yeah, in fact, that's what one of the things I was munching on Wednesday. Some of you got to see a little mukbang here as I was mowing down. And that's what that was. And now you know. And that's the rest of the story. But yes, Izzy, very good to see you. That does sound lovely. Always cooking with alcohol is a fun ingredient. Gus, great to see you. I listened to your video you shared with me. More humaning, yes. And the project and the block parties, CNRs. I like what you and others are working towards. Civil, that's right. We're going to get to civility, you guys. By gosh, we're going to get to civility. Tonight's talk is about friendship. Many of you have asked questions about friendship and how does it distinct from mere civility, which is, tall order these days in any case. But what's the next step? How does this friendship thing happen? How does it work? How do we get to it? Well, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the need. We talked about the statistics here in 2026 and sort of the train wreck that all of you know anecdotally, but then I backed that up with facts and figures. And tonight, I'm going to be talking about the fix. Tonight is the answer to the question that many of you have asked, which is, yeah, okay, I get that I'm in the spot of not having great friendships abounding, but how do I fix that? How do I get them? Tonight, that's what we're doing. So stick around for that thing. We're gonna be talking some serious talk. Can't do tips either. Has to be some kind of server error or they're mad at me. Oh, same issue on my end. Oh, processor error. Oh, interesting. They broke something with the update. All right. We've got it. Okay, proper dress required. Management reserves the right to refuse entry. We do not accept sweatpants. I love how sweatpants is like right out of the gate. Track suits. There goes all East Europeans. Athletic wear. Slides. Excessively baggy clothing. Do-rags, bandanas, hoodies, or work boots. No entry after 1 a.m. You have to be there earlier. Interesting. I like it, Caleb. I like it. I don't know that I would have... Because if you're going to list specific items that you don't allow, it kind of like, you open yourself up to people being like, this wasn't on your list. And then you're like, see the first part where it says we can, turn you away no matter what. We can pass judgment and decide. See that part? I wonder if it's almost better to be like, use vague language. Like, if you think your outfit is wrong, you're probably right. If you think your outfit doesn't fit the vibe, you're probably right. And you may be asked to leave. Like something like that, where you leave it purposefully vague. I don't know. Otherwise, you just need to have a freaking long list. Like, you could have it as an example. Like, you could say examples of things that we disallow. I don't know. I don't run a speakeasy, so I don't... I don't know it. Struggling with like 30 minutes. What's Trotsky gonna do? What's Trotsky gonna do? Watch him. Watch him come in. Yeah, and it just works. That's right, Retro. The screamy seagull. Look at that dude. He's so angers. He is so angry. The ito part of Gustavito is meant affectionately. It means little Gus. Oh! Signifies endearment. Ah, I like it. Thanks, Gail. Thanks. Sounds so yummy. Pretty darn good is. Pretty darn good, I gotta say. She also has a sourdough that overproofed. We kept it for kind of too long before we baked it. And it's really funky, like a really strong sourdough. And I'm like, oh no, hell yeah. This is like, I just had a crap ton of that today. My chief meal today was going back to the loaf of bread multiple times. Coffee and sourdough bread is my diet for today. I mean, I had my protein shake this morning, my post-workout. But like, besides that, so I don't know. Civility? Ew. Yeah, exactly, silly. That one. What is it? A ship of friends? Yes, something like that. A ship full of them. That's right. Give me the Lego blocks for how to claim friends of my own. Yes, self-aware that I'm lacking in friendships. Silly. Steps, mon petito, Goselito. Oh my gosh. Look how literate he is. What languages is that? Oh my gosh. Let's see here. He hope it doesn't process everything at once. I made several attempts. Oh no. I have no idea how this is going to go down, Mel. I'm so sorry. I changed nothing. List is the general vibe they don't want. Yeah, general vibe. I feel like maybe they should have said that, though. If you were, you'd have to ready the Chicago typewriters, which I almost bought one, Caleb. I was this close to buying one 2 years ago and having it here on the set. This close. They're pretty pricey, even for they're functional replicas that you can buy. So I was very close, and yeah. No, make it vague. Yeah, silly. It becomes more like a TOS for a company than a social agreement. Yeah, exactly. What time does the festa start? That's a good question, Guts. My plan was to be here and ready to rock and roll at the same time. In the future, the festas, I will probably... The way we kicked off this week is probably not the way that they will always be. I really wanted it to be accessible to as many people as possible. And having an overlap with Wednesdays so that everybody could meet each other from all the different crews and stuff like that. That was like, I wanted to kick that off for the first week. And this one will probably follow suit. So 9 a.m. Pacific time. In the future, they'll probably have a more restricted window of like 9 hours or something like that, 8 hours. As opposed to 14. You know, more people can hang out and do whatever they want, of course. But, like, I will probably restrict how long I am there. The door will be open all day, obviously. I left the rooms as is. Some people have already taken advantage of that and gone and hung out in the rooms and met some folks this week, I noticed. Which is pretty fun. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying the room. So, yeah, I might leave it that way for now. I don't know what I'll do with those things. I don't know. But good question. Good question. Oh, is it? Okay. It just popped up. That's funny, yes. That's funny, yes. For the first week, I'm thinking of leaving it that way. When in doubt, overdress. That's right. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Daya! How you doing, Daya? It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I hope that the time zones have been kind to you, Daya. A very good pleasure to welcome you back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Coffee, sourdough toast with butter and a sprinkle of salt. That's exactly what it was. Peak indeed, Liz. Peak indeed. It's the one. Enigma, how you doing, Enigma? Hey, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Wait, is that EG? Wait, is that EG? Wait a tick. From the frozen north. That's you, right, EG? Wait, is it? Hang on. I'm trying to, my memory, it doesn't, my brain, it's broken. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Hello. Hello, how you doing? How's stuff? How's things? W. W? W like I got it? W, W like, what? You what? I don't know why it's British all of a sudden. Yup, there you are. Okay. Whew. We got there. In the end, we got there. Madame, a very good pleasure to see you. I was so bummed. Let me tell you. You've seen it by now. I wrote up that whole thing, right? A whole thing. I hit send. And it didn't, like, stay there and say undeliverable. It vanished into the ether and said... And I was like, no. Like I didn't have it like copied or anything. I was like, oh, God, no. And it was like, no, you don't, no, all of it's gone. I was like, I gotta type all that again? But I typed it all again, because you are worth it. Typed it all again. I typed it twice. I hope that you're doing well. Just know, I care an awful lot. I like you an awful lot. I don't know you very well. We just met you, but I like you an awful lot. Worth. I did take a break, though. I did take a break. I did get up from my computer and wander for a bit. I'm like, type it in twice. Oi. Just saying. I'm just saying. Yes, I'm talking cryptically, you guys. I'm being very sneak. Yes, I am. All right. We've got good drink for the night. Component number 1 of an ideal talk. We've got good drink. Here it is. Present. Ready, set, go. We've got our white wine cask. Speyside. Which is quite good. No cigar here tonight. Obviously, I'm not quite set up yet. I don't know if that's obvious. I am not. I mentioned it earlier. I don't know. Good company. Component number 3. This where, dear friends, each week I come empty-handed, and I must needs rely solely on you to bring that good company, that third component. And again, it is the caliber of human of which I can very easily speak quite highly. The caliber who would sacrifice of their Fridays to do something difficult of their own volition. And it's a very good pleasure indeed to welcome you all into this thing. Tonight we're talking about friendship. A couple weeks back we talked about the state of friendship in the world, and in the West in particular. Tonight we're talking about the fix, the how-to. The Lego blocks, as Silly so aptly put it. What do we do about this? How do we make friends? Now, this is something that a lot of folks perhaps think might be cringe to talk about. Like, if you have to describe it, guys, if you have to define it. Yeah, but did you hear about the state of friendship today? Have you heard about the state of social cues today? So maybe we do need to say the quiet part out loud. Maybe we do need to, like, make some things that are thought implicit. Maybe we do need to make some things explicit. Maybe we really do need to break some stuff down Barney style and make it marine proof, which, you know, I appreciate. So that's what tonight is purposed with. Tonight, I have put some very plain language to something that affects all of us. And that is a source of pain for many of you. And it's something that I would like to rectify. So I have made it as approachable as possible. The consequence of this, per my go live tonight, is that by trimming some of the cushioning off of it, some of the padding, tonight's gonna have some heft to it. Tonight's gonna have a little bit of bite. A little bit of bite. Some of the niceties have been stripped away for want of time. I took what would have probably been 2 talks and crammed it into 1, and we're making it straight. Making it straightforward. That's the plan. That's the plan. So I hope you guys are braced and you're ready for something. It won't be the full stream. It won't be the whole time. It'll be fairly short. I'm going to try to keep it around 45 minutes is my plan. So I hope that you guys can be present for that. When I do so, I'm going to miss an awful heckin' lot of chat. And by an awful heckin' lot, I mean all of chat. I'm in fact going to cover up chat because I mouth breathe real hard on Tuesday in it. I also get derailed super easily as a general rule. And so I'm going to be holding forth with the lecture material, and I will be forcing forcing myself to look away from chat so I don't derail super hard. But I am interested in having discussion afterwards for anybody who wants to stick around. So yeah, if you've got specific notes or critiques or criticisms generally, bitching and or moaning, write it down. Write down your complaints, and then we can hit them after on the back end of it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm thinking. What did we learn? Oh yeah, Mel. Oh no, I copied every single message after that. And by every single one, I think I sent 2 messages after that. But I copied all of them before I hit send, which is not something that I ever knew that I needed to be in the habit of being in, but I am now. So yeah. Can you show the bottle for that one right quick? The white wine one? Yes. There you go. The Tom Navulin. I did not, I don't have, my camera is not going to autofocus for you. Apologies. The Tom Navulin, the Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. A white wine cask edition, a Sauvignon Blanc, specifically. Which is the best for cooking, incidentally, to Izzy's point. That was something that's been tested by many, many folks. A Chardonnay can be really heavy, depending on the sauce you're trying to make or what it is you're doing with it, like a pasta dish. And people often describe, if you're using like a Chardonnay for that, it can come across both heavy and some people describe it as greasy, which is interesting because, you know, it's not greasy at all. It's wine. But that is how people interpret the assault on senses. A Chardonnay can have that effect. Makes it very heavy. Some of them are too sweet, obviously, but a Sauvignon Blanc appears to be the sort of the sweet spot for most dishes, where it's crisp, it's a dryness to it, instead of it's got a lightness to it. So it doesn't weigh down your dishes too much. But I'm going to stop gushing about cooking because Silly's hungry. I got it and read it. Really, the whole thing? It was a long message, Gigi. I'm grateful. Grateful that you would take the time. That's a lot of heckin' reading. A lot of heckin' reading. Tried making them through cloning, robotics, and alchemy. Cool. I'd rather slightly exaggerate my demons than to greatly exaggerate my virtue. Oh. Self-denigration. A lot of people do that. A lot of folks do. Give me the crayons, he says. Give me the crayons. Okay. So, we are going to very quickly thank all the people who make all this possible, all the people who have sacrificed to give this thing a shot at a future, and who have parted with, who've gone above and beyond. Take sacrificing more than that $5 a month. The public patrons, whether it's through Rumble or Coffee, Patreon, it means an awful heckin' lot. And in particular, the public patrons, thank you to Aki, Dano, Duckling, Leanne, Goose, Kira, Abby, Tink, Helly, May, Karma, Pre, Retro, Rick, Ryan, Mouse, Trosky, Pell, CJ, and Zin. I'm joking on nothing. It means an awful heckin' lot. Any good that comes from this project, tonight or any other, can be traced right back to you and your sacrifice. I'm grateful. Grateful indeed. We're going to come back to that word, sacrifice. We're going to come back to that tonight. But first, we're going to close some things down, you guys. We got to close some things down. I got to set up to disable raids here. And I'm going to stream settings, raids. And boom, the doors to raids are closed. I'm also going to close the raids on Rumble. That's right, because I can do that now, yous guys. I can do that right now. Settings. Boom. Disabled. Okay. Raids are disabled on Twitch and on Rumble. It's just us now, gang. Gather on in, gather around. We've got a little banner running along the screen. It's time. It begins. Let's say we try that new pour. Before we get too super cereal, let's see about this. This is the Jura one. I can smell the peat because Jura is an island that's right next to Isla. It's off the the right side. I don't know, it's the east side coast of it, but it's right there. So I can smell the peat right away. I can smell the seawater, the brine. That's all pretty typical for the area. It's a bit grassier than some of the islas. Hang on. Hang on. You definitely get the antiseptic. All right, let's see. For a 12 year, it's probably going to be pretty good. But watch it just be terrible. That's not bad. That's not bad. That reminds me of a... It's as if... No, it's not like the Ardbeg 10. I was going to say like a more mature beastie, but it's not. It's definitely grassier. More herbaceous. No, I like it. I can't figure out what... I'm gonna cheat. What does it say? Also, is that Aiden? How you doing, Aiden? Hello. How the heck is you? Has stuff, has things? Hope the time zones are treating you right, friendo. Figure I'd be closer to being grounded. Like the idea of going above and beyond. Hey, Mouse. How you doing, Mouse? Doesn't look like the face of a terrible drink. It is not a terrible drink. It is not. That's hilarious. Every single time they describe the nose on an island scotch, they're always like, oh yeah, it's got this and no, it smells like a campfire and Band-Aids. Don't even no. Every single time they try and get cute with their freaking the nose is this and well, there's stone fruits, creamy vanilla, red berries. No, none of that. And bonfire treacle toffee. Campfire and Band-Aids. Palette. Ripe peaches and bright citrus cloaked with smoke every single time. Every single time they're like, how do we talk about the smoke? You literally roast the barley by burning peat. Bog peat. Milk chocolate and sea salt. Sea salt, listen. Smoke and brine and something else. And something else. Peaches and bright citrus? Oh wait, that's the white wine one. Whoa, that's very different. With this on my palate. That is very different. That just totally butchered my palate though. Finish is fruity with hints of tobacco leaf and gentle wood spice. Campfire and brine. It's not rocket science. I like it though. I like it. I am not offended by that pour. Not even a little bit. Very interesting mixing those two. I'm just gonna reach over here mindlessly at some point and take the sip of the wrong one. Just be like, whoa! It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Whoops, indeed. It's been a minute indeed, Aiden, and I hope that you've been well. Merry Christmas, by the way. Happy New Year to you. I hope that 2025 was kind to you. I hope that it was okay. And I also hope that 2026 been off to a good start. Welcome on in. You're here just in time for us to kick off the talk. We're going to be talking about some serious business tonight. We're going to talk about friendship. Last time, several weeks ago now, because I've been absolutely buried, you guys, cramming to get stuff ready for the new CNRs that are kicking off, of course, for the block parties and all the rest of it. There's been a lot of stuff that I'm doing. And that's to say nothing. This is something I haven't mentioned. I have failed to mention this, and I apologize. Hupride's medical stuff is still ongoing. She's not dying anymore, which is freaking great, but we still have a lot of like testing and follow-ups. So like what you guys don't see on the back end of stuff is like we've gone to the lab several times in the last week. We're constantly getting new testing done and stuff. She just got her first round of bone treatments, her injections for her bones to fix the osteoporosis. Her glucocorticoid-induced osteoporosis. So even though she's like a little baby, she's got now 90-year-old lady bones. All that. Like, so we've got a lot of medical stuff going on. So I promise you guys, I'm working as fast as I possibly can to get the 90 different things off the ground. So the fact that there is a constant rollout of content on Rumble and on YouTube, and I'm trying to stay on top of the streams, I hope conveys to you guys in part how much I care about trying to be a value add proposition to your guys' lives. I take very seriously this humaning thing, and those of you guys who have heard the talk about the CNRs and my plans for them and my hopes for them, hopefully know that. Hopefully see some of what I'm after. So yes, many things on my plate, and there hasn't been a wasted minute. It's been a lot. So tonight we're talking about the state of friendship, which I am amazed that I was able to get this put together in time for tonight. You're like, what? It's been weeks. Trust. Trust. So artists don't keep their wastewater in the drinking beverage. Yes. One of you posted that. There was someone posted a GIF of that, right? You learn that lesson quickly or never. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Listen, she's very fair-skinned as it is. Please don't let them keep taking her blood. She'll be transparent. Yeah, they take quite a bit of her blood, I'm afraid. They've got a lot of things to test, and they have decided long ago that the way to do that is to take all of her blood. She says, what do you want from me? My blood? And they're like, yes. Exactly that. Okay. Yeah, and that's been an ongoing state of affairs, yes. So, okay, let me see about my bandwidth here. We're going to get down to a MySpace top 8 so that my stream can continue without crashing and being terrible. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. All right. Timestamp us. We're in it. We're in it now. I'd be grateful to all of you who are going to hold the fort down. Welcoming in the new joins, saying hi to the folks as I sort of mouth breathe in the general direction of my notes here. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. So, welcome to hard mode. We talked a lot about the state of friendship in 2026 in the last part of this, part 1. Talked about the statistics, talked about the declining number and quality of friendships that people claim that they have in poll after poll. In particular, in the States is where the majority of my polling data came from, but this is an around the world thing. It has a lot to do with our disconnect brought on by the digital world. Once upon a time, you didn't have options, right? You couldn't talk to someone 9,000 miles away. You talked to the people who were immediately around you. And that fostered an environment where very often these relationships were the ones that you had, and they're the only ones you ever had, right? These are the only ones you could have. And if you didn't make friends with the people around you, well, there went your shot, right? If you blew it on first impressions or 10th impressions, maybe you just didn't have friends. And that's just the way the world worked. Nowadays, people very often treat friendships as more disposable because of the mindset that is, there's more fish in the sea. Yeah, well, if this relationship didn't work out, that's fine. I'll dump them, and there's 9 bajillion other prospects because I'm on the interwebs, which means that I am on the doorstep of 9 bajillion potential friendships. So people tend to treat these as disposable, something that I disagree with vehemently and I discourage very strongly. Because, as many people have found out, they've sort of effed around and found out these recent years, especially COVID and post-COVID years here, they're not as disposable as people have treated them. It turns out that it is rare indeed to develop and maintain lasting, real, worthwhile friendships. And to treat them as disposable is sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So for someone to say, oh, yeah, that's fine. You need to agree with me, otherwise I'll go find someone who will. They should then not be surprised by the quality of company they end up keeping. But more on that later. So what's the fix? What's the fix? As I said before, many folks here know the need. You heard the statistics and said, yes, I know. Yes, I've looked in the mirror. Yes, I am aware. Yes, I know that I don't have a lot of friends and I don't have very good quality of friendships. I know, guys. What do we do about it? How do we get it? That's what tonight's for. Okay. Show of hands. How many of you remember part 1 where I talked to you about geodes and how geodes work? If you weren't here, geodes, many of you are familiar, volcanic sort of rocks. They form bubbles and then you crack them open and there's often crystals inside. Okay, remember this? Remember this illustration? Our takeaway is that who you surround yourself with matters, right? You can't just have a bunch of lousy friends and expect to not end up like them, okay? Because you are a product of your environment to no small extent, to no small degree. And this is where wisdom comes in. And this is because understanding the how of making friends requires, as a prerequisite, wisdom. So what is wisdom? Wisdom, as a simple working definition for our purposes here and for you to take along with you, is the skill, I use this word a lot and it upsets a lot of folks, okay? Because this requires work. Every time you see the word skill, you attach to it in your brain, work. Talent is something perhaps that you were born with. Something you did not have to work to earn. You just have a knack, a natural talent, right? Something like that, okay? That's that. A skill is very different. A skill is something you have worked for. A skill is something you have earned. Skill is something that you merit, okay? Requires effort. So I know a bunch of you chafe when you hear the word skill, but it's an integral part of understanding how to do life. And so you can't shy away from it here or elsewhere if you're to be successful in said life. So, okay, wisdom, working definition, is the skill of understanding how the world works and how to work within it. Okay? Understanding how the world works and how to work within it. Wisdom. Much has been written about the skill and discernment required of real and lasting friendships. And by being here, incidentally, you are already on the right track. And again, if you were here for part 1, then you already know what friendship is. We defined that then and talked about it exhaustively. And that's a huge step. That's a big part of it. Why? Because most people don't know what a real friend is. They don't even have the building blocks for understanding what it is they're aiming at. They just have some amorphous, foggy, murky idea of, yeah, I want something. What is it? Well, I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't like what I have. I don't like this. I want something other. How will you know if you find it? Indeed. So last week we defined what friendship is and talked about that to a pretty great extent. Now you know, if you were part of that thing, okay? And those folks who can't define friendship and don't know what constitutes friendship, what qualities there are of true friendship, again explains why they're having such a hard time finding them, because they don't know indeed what they're looking for. So to my mind, the best way to understand the process by which we make friends is to first understand the relationship between friends. Oh, there was a helicopter. Why is there a helicopter? We no longer live in the spot where there's helicopters with searchlights over our apartment. We don't live there anymore. That's where we lived for most of our marriage. What is this bird? It sounds like a Huey, actually. That's a chonker. That would be the army. Looking at you, army dogs. Yeah, you just keep on keeping on. Okay. I'm crazy. Ahem. To my mind, the best way to understand this process, the process by which we make friends, is to first understand the relationship between friends, so-called, and neighbors. Okay? Neighbors. If you go far enough back in history, you will find texts that use these words, friends and neighbors, more or less interchangeably. Okay? We talked about the Greek last week, ancient Greek. So here, the ancient word used for this more or less interchangeably is area. Okay, area. And that is translated as follows. The person with whom one is brought into contact and with whom one must live among. Okay? That's what that is. Okay, don't miss this. That's what that is. Okay, don't misunderstand. Don't miss this thing. Area, okay? Person with whom one is brought into contact and with whom one must live among. This concept basically translates to anyone nearby. All right? This notion is virtually synonymous with the definition of companion, a person who is frequently in the company of, associates with, or accompanies another. Okay? And you probably see where I'm going with this. Your ability to make and keep friends, the thing we're after and the focus of tonight's talk, depends on your ability to first be a good neighbor. Your friendship grows out of your environment. Talked about this with the geodes again. Your environment is your neighbors. Like geodes again. What's in the environment around you will determine what kind and quality of friendships you can grow. So, what kind of nutrients, say, are you putting into your environment? You do have some say in this. Yes, some of it is passive, some of it is what you're brought up in, but you, presumably adults who have agency and can move from your environs and change them and choose those with whom you will associate. What kind of nutrients are you putting into your environment? At work, at school, in Discord, in chat, on Reddit? What does it mean? What does it mean to be a good neighbor? For this, I go back to what I'm always pushing in the Mafia community, incidentally, which is the idea of do unto others. That is, treat people the way you want to be treated. Everybody out there is like, golden rule. Nah, I've got a different one. I got a platinum rule or some such. And it's treat people the way that they want it. No. Big important distinction here. And that is a way to cheese the entire humaning process. It's complete bollocks. Because it takes empathy out of the game entirely. There is this idea that you can divorce how someone else sees and functions in the world from how you see and function in the world. And it makes everything very clinical, very gross, very separate, very other. No, there is beauty. There is beauty in the idea of how you also want to be treated. And any attempt to divorce ourselves from that idea is folly. And it is in part responsible for the spot that we are now in. Treat people the way you want to be treated. The principle here is the same. How do you want to be treated? Perhaps with respect? With care? Consideration? Maybe patience. You want people to be patient with you. Maybe you fumble with your words and you struggle a little bit and you really hope that people will be patient with you. Okay, right? Maybe you, like me, Recognize your status as a perennial disappointment. Patience, grace for when I screw things up. I hope that you guys will extend to me the benefit of the doubt. I hope all of those things. So how do you want to be treated? Think about it. Give it a thought. Give it a think here. What kinds of ways? And maybe perhaps at your worst moments, perhaps at your best moments. How do you want to be treated? You think about this. Are you treating the people around you like that? How do you want to be loved? Is that how you're showing love to those around you? Again, how much respect would you like to be shown? Are you that respectful of your neighbors? But Gus, I already know. But Gus, I get treated like crap by everyone. I'm disrespected all the time. Why should I have to love others when they treat me so crappy? When they treat me so badly? They don't deserve my love or my respect. So, Gus, just as soon as someone is kind to me, I'll return the favor. Thank you very much. Am I close? For some of you, I know I am. Do not miss this. Super important. And those of you who've been around me and this community for a while know what I'm about to say, incidentally. But if you somehow haven't yet heard me say this, get cozy with this idea, because if you stick around, you're going to hear it a lot. Someone's got to go first. If you wait for the day that everyone's nice to you before you start being nice to others, by that time you'll be so jaded and cynical you won't even recognize kindnesses when they do come. You'll suspect everyone. You will be so embattled by your own villain stories that you are telling about the world and your own victim stories about yourself, that you will suspect everyone of trying to get something from you. Everyone will seem sus to you. This person is being nice to me. What do they want? This person said a nice thing to me. What are they after? What are they hoping I'll do for them? Yeah, real warm and fuzzies, huh? Someone's gotta go first. Someone's gotta lead. You guys have hopefully seen this modeled by yours truly in chat. Someone comes into chat that we don't know, never met them before, and they come in slinging insults. Okay. What do I extend to them? Love. In the form of, immediately, patience and grace, and I don't worry about this particular person's words or their attitudes. I see them the same way I see you guys, as someone who needs what we all do. Community. Love, care, respect. And so I do not respond with vitriol, with malice. Why? Someone's gotta lead. And a bunch of you out there are like, Gus, I'm not a leader. I don't know how to lead. I'm not comfortable leading. I didn't say you'd be comfortable doing it, but someone's got to do it. And I will lead. As far as I'm able, wherever I am able, I will lead. I will be the first to move. It falls to me. This is called personal responsibility. There's a problem. That's my problem now. I own it. Someone's got to go first. I've got another C.S. Lewis quote for you for where we go next. But be warned, this one's got some bite. It's somewhat of a lengthy quote, but I think you'll agree that one needs all of it. Friendship. What is friendship? In his words, friendship arises out of mere companionship when two or more of the companions discover they have in common some insight or interest, or even taste, which others do not share, and which, until that moment, each believed to be his own unique treasure or burden. The typical expression of opening friendship would be something like, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one." Hence we picture lovers face to face, but friends side by side. Their eyes look ahead. This is why those pathetic people who simply want friends can never make any. The very condition of having friends is that we should want something else besides friends. Where the truthful answer to the question, "Do you see the same truth?" would be, "I see nothing, and I don't care about the truth. I only want a friend." No friendship can arise. There would be nothing for the friendship to be about, and friendship must be about something. Even if it were only an enthusiasm for dominoes or white mice. Those who have nothing can share nothing. Those who are going nowhere can have no fellow travelers. You will not find the warrior, the poet, the philosopher, or the Christian by staring in his eyes as if he were your mistress. Better fight beside him, read with him, argue with him, pray with him. So what does this mean? Again, to my mind, it means that in order to be a good friend, we start by being a good neighbor. And this makes intuitive sense. Who are we going to be friends with? Listen to the definition again. The person with whom one is brought into contact and with whom one must live among. It's the people you're in contact with, the people you spend your time around. And, to go back to the geode example again, which minerals you put into those neighbor relationships will determine what they grow to be. What you'll get out of those relationships directly correlates with what you put into them. With classmates, with coworkers, sports leagues, whatever. Okay? Now, if you'd ask somebody, I want to dissect some of this quote here for you. Because some of you will miss this and some of you will struggle with this. A lot of you will struggle with this. This line, he said, where the truthful answer to the question, "Do you see the same truth?" would be, "I see nothing and I don't care about the truth. I only want a friend." No friendship can arise. If I were to go to one of you and say, "I've had this idea. I've got this thing, and I feel like this explains something out there in the world, and I feel like this might be true about the human condition. This might be true about the world and how we relate to one another. This might be true about this or that phenomenon. What do you think about that?" And you reply with, "I don't care about any of that. I just want to be a friend. I just want to have a friend." What if I say to somebody, "This is the most important thing to me"? Maybe it's a worldview related thing. It often is. "This is what I perceive to be true about what life is about, what life is for, what it is we get up to, what we ought not get up to. This is good. This is bad. Nature of good and evil. You name it. Heavy stuff, weighty stuff, meaningful stuff. And you put that out there to somebody and you say, here's what I think, and I think there's heavy implications here, and I think this explains an awful lot. What do you think about that? And your counterpart replies with, I don't care about any of that stuff, and I don't care what's true. I just want friends. That person just spat in your face and said, the thing that's most important to you, screw that. I don't care what you care about. I don't care about the thing you care about. I don't care one whit about it. I just want friends. You just insulted this person, or you have insulted me to my face. We cannot be friends. Not because you insulted me, but because the condition of friendship is that it be built around the very thing that you just hand-waved away. Do you see the same truth? That truth is the building blocks that will make the foundation for a friendship. And you just casually dismissed them. That is what this quote is saying. And that is, indeed, why he used the word pathetic to describe this person. Pitiable condition, indeed, is the one that says, I do not understand that friendship needs to be about something. Where there is nothing for it to be about, there can be no friendship. Now, you can be perfectly healthy, functioning co-workers, classmates, sure, but you will never be friends. Do I have to care about the thing you care about? Can't we just be friends after you just dismissed all the things that I care about? No. The very condition of having friends is that we should want something else besides friends. And this is why tonight is heavy. This means the implications of this are that a prerequisite to having friends is that you need to have already figured out what things in life you like and what you are about. I ask this all the time. What is your life for? Gus, I don't want to get existential. Gus, I don't want to talk about these super heavy things. Gus, I don't know what my life is about. I just want friends. And you'll never have any. So long as this is your attitude. Have you figured out what life is about yet? Have you figured out what your life is for yet? What it is purposed with? What the highest conceivable, best possible good that you could aim all of your time and energies at? Have you decided? Have you figured that out? Have you discerned? Have you researched? Have you experimented with all of what you get up to and what you're gifted in, what you're wired for? Have you figured out what your life is about yet? If not, you cannot have true friends. It's a prerequisite. You can have all manner of acquaintances. All manner. That's most of primary school. A ton of acquaintances. These are your neighbors. Of course, you come into regular contact with all of your classmates and so forth. But which ones were your friends? The ones that agreed with you about how to spend a summer afternoon. You're out of school, you're doing whatever. These are the ones who said, you know what the best use of today is? And you went, yeah, buddy. And then you had a secret high five of some kind. That's what the friendship was predicated on. Was that you agreed on something like this. What your time, your life was for. And the exact same thing is true for adults. So for all of you, what is your life for? Oh, I like Making tree houses. Oh, okay. Cool. Neato. What an interesting hobby that you've got as an adult. Neato. Maybe you do it professionally. It's a creative endeavor. Neat. Why pursue creative endeavors? What's underneath that? What's the motivation underneath it? Well, I really like watching the face of children light up when they get to see like this new treehouse, something really cool to see that creative endeavor brings life and joy to someone. Oh, that's really sick. And in particular, you like doing it for the benefit of children. Yeah, I love kids, and it's just my favorite thing to watch them just light up when my masterpiece or whatever it is brought to bear. Because imagine, the magic of being a child and you get to a treehouse is nothing quite like it. Yeah. What do you think about that? Oh, me? No, I hate children. Oh, they're disgusting, gross. No, I don't. Ooh, no, that's yuck. Honestly, me. No, I'm no, none of that stuff. No, gross. No friendship can arise. There must be something shared. Do you see this as valuable? No? Have a nice day. We can be cordial. We can be nice. We can be polite. We can be, again, perfectly functional co-workers, co-laborers in whatever it is you're doing, fellow students learning a subject in school or some such. Great. That's fine. It won't be a friendship. This is why I have said in the talk that I gave about the CNRs and the future of them, and in several talks since, in several talks with different crews since, in private calls and public calls, the CNR's chief purpose is not necessarily friendship. It's to get us to functional cordiality so that we can function in society, so that we stop smashing bricks over each other's heads. Then, once you've done that, maybe you'll be a functional enough human to pursue all of what we're talking about tonight. Maybe you'll be well enough, stable enough, sane enough that we can talk about deeper intimacy with shared values, shared dreams, hopes, visions, shared truths, shared import. I find this thing valuable. Me too. You can't do any of that if you're a non-functioning person. So, have people met their friends in the rendezvous? Of course they have. Several have. But the odds are against that. And there are people who say, Gus, I don't have time. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to get cordial with people. I want friends. I don't want to get civil first. I just want friends. Okay. No one's home, I guess. So what does it look like? I'm going to move faster now. Much faster. What does it look like to be a good neighbor? Where do we begin? We must be a good neighbor before we can be a good friend. So what does it look like to be a good neighbor? There are 7 items that I have. 7 things would make you a good neighbor, okay? We're going to rattle these bad boys off, all right? First, you're going to be inclined. Okay, this is to be true of you if you're going to be a good neighbor. Be inclined. You're not going to nail it. You're not going to be perfect. We're all disappointments. We're all going to screw it up. But be inclined to be a helpful presence. Some people are looking to pick a fight. Some people don't want to be helpful. Some people are bad faith negotiators looking for something to be upset about, right? Okay, that precludes you from this. Be inclined to be a helpful presence. If it is within your power to do good, do it. Okay? I am, of course, not recommending that you do this blindly. Again, discernment plays a large role in this. You must be wise in your dispensation of your time, your talents, and treasures. Again, perhaps if somebody is just screaming at you, I don't care about any of that, I just want friends. Maybe this person is not home, and this person is not worth all of the energy that you would otherwise put into this, okay? So to make it clear, to make this plain, to make this explicit, this does not mean enable an abusive or manipulative relationship, okay? Secondarily, this does not mean that you are responsible for everyone everywhere. There's too many people out there, okay? You cannot simultaneously be like, I need to care about all these people in sub-Saharan Africa while your workplace and your community are here. Those folks over there are the responsibility of their neighbors. Do you see? Those people over there are the ones who are responsible for the people over there. There's too many people. So if we all care about our neighbor, great, I've got this. This is my responsibility. If I'm doing that well, if I'm stewarding these relationships well, that person all the way on the other side of the world, over there at the base of the Himalayas, ought not worry about my neighbors. They oughtn't need to. They shouldn't have to fret, oh my gosh, what's happening to the people all the way over there in America? If I'm doing my part, if I'm doing my job, there shouldn't be a concern about the neighbors here. I've got it. You take care of yours, I'll take care of mine. Now, neighbors, people with whom you regularly come into contact. Yes, this can mean physical neighbors, right? The people who live in the apartment building next to you, right? The room next to you, the person down the hall, the person in the dorm room in the next door down, the houses next to you. Sure, this can mean physical neighbors, but this also means coworkers, right? This can mean, yes, immediate family. If you've got kids, your kids' friends and their families, right? Couples, friends that you have, all this. These are your neighbors. Maybe you're part of a civic institution of some kind. These are your neighbors. And they will shift over time. The sphere of people that is around you will change constantly, presumably, your entire life. We've got incredible mobility now, and here in this space on the interwebs, we have a ton of ability, of course, to meet new people, mix and mingle, and people will often, very often, come and go from your life. Now, the same thing holds true for the physical space, the physical medium of the world, your actual physical neighbors. We've got hypermobility right now. So, such as unprecedented in human history. You got a job offer and it's the next town over, maybe you just move to the next town and save yourself the commute. You got a job offer and it's 3 states away, you just pick up and move. This has not been true for all of human history, but our hypermobility is prevalent now. It's everywhere, okay? Your neighbors will change. There is no, but my friend back there. Right, but do you have occasion to run into them regularly anymore? This is part of what the rendezvous are, you guys. Part of the CNRs, our weekly get-togethers, is, hey, this is my friend. No, not friend. Not necessarily. But they are my neighbor. Every week, like clockwork, I run into these folks. Every week, like clockwork, I see you guys. I get to hear about your world and what the heck's going on. That makes you my neighbor. Because of the consistency, because of the regular contact. If I don't see you but once every 2 years, we're not neighbors. You see? See the difference? I remember what is happening in the 50 or so, some of you who are in the CNRs right now, who've been a part of these things for a stretch now. I know what's happening in your lives. Pretty broad strokes in some cases, but for many of you, I'd say for 40-something of you, I've got pretty good granularity on your story. The arc of your life, what is currently happening, what good and what bad is happening, is unfolding in your world right now. I know that. Why? Only because of the consistency. That makes you a neighbor. Only because of that. If I see you every 2 years and it's, hey, do you remember that thing that was going on with my dog? I do not. You. You're not my neighbor. Does that mean you're unimportant? Of course not. Of course it doesn't mean that. Does that mean I don't care about you? It doesn't mean that either. You forgot what was happening with my dog? You're not my neighbor. I am pouring myself out here. I'm expending my time and my energy on the people who are actively my neighbors. My best friends from college that I lived with, that I did life with, I have no idea what's happening in their world right now. None. Because I never see them. My Marines that I fought alongside. Like, it doesn't get much more intimate than that. People I deployed with. People I'm not going to go this direction. I have no idea what's happening in their lives now. We had that level of intimacy before. Now, I don't see any of them. Or very few of them. I have no idea what's happening in their world. They're not my neighbor anymore. Who are your neighbors? That you see, oh, I really wish I was in contact with my uncle so-and-so more. I'd really like to pick his brain about what. Okay, establish something whereby you do, otherwise he's not your neighbor. Oh, my old buddy from... Do you see them regularly? You should really figure out something that means you'll see them regularly, otherwise they're not your neighbor. So who are your neighbors? If you're not part of a crew, of course my encouragement to you is get plugged into the crews. If someone wants to punch in !save the world in chat right now. Of course, I can't see chat, but if someone could punch in !save the world, it will pull up the link to the video that I uploaded explaining what's wrong with the world right now and what our plan is to do something about it. That's the rendezvous. Starts with the block parties, the rendezvous, and the relationships that are built in there and the skills that we develop in there amongst neighbors. So, okay, are you responsible for everybody everywhere on Earth? No, you're not. But what about your immediate physical neighbors? You see someone leave their trash can out, yeah? Okay, they just like leave it out there. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you think it's an eyesore and it's just sitting out there. You're like, guys, what ridiculous. Look at the trash can sitting out there. You have an option. You could whine about it. You can do that. You can pitch a fit. You can get super upset about it. Shake your fist in the general direction of their house. How dare, unbelievable, ridiculous, curse the day you got such a lazy, rude, and inconsiderate neighbor. Or you could just take 15 steps outside, grab it, and bring it up off the curb for them. Wild notion, right? You could be the person. You could be the person who has it in mind to be a helpful presence. Whose trained reaction doesn't happen automatically. This is a skill, like I said. Whose trained reaction is to be a helpful presence. Will you nail it 100% of the time? You will not. You will not nail it 100% of the time. But be inclined. Okay, that's number one. Be inclined to be a helpful presence. Look for opportunities to be helpful and then execute on that. Look for them. Don't look for things to be pissed off about. Don't look for things to be pissy about. Look for ways that you can be helpful. Even when they haven't earned it. Someone's got to go first. Okay, number two. Number two, on the other side of this, okay, they have the flip side of this, two sides of the same coin here, okay? Don't pick fights. Number two, how to be a good neighbor. Don't pick fights. Don't look for things to nitpick for the sake of nitpicking, okay? I want you to picture, for this illustration, your online footprint for a second. Yes, you listening to this right now, picture your online footprint. Just for a second, okay? Reddit. How much grace do you show in your posts in the various subs, the various threads that you're part of? How much grace do you extend to people in what all you've written on Reddit? Some of you are like, Reddit? Who writes on Reddit? I don't know. How about Twix? How about Twix? How about you doing? Oh, how all's you over there on Twix now? Actually, I'll just, you know what? I'll just leave that one right there. Facebook, for whomever is still on Facebook for whatever reason. Facebook. Do you look for things to be upset about? Do you pick fights? How about Twitch chat? Discord? How about this one? In-game chat. Whatever game you play. Voice or actually written out chat, doesn't matter. In-game communique. How's that go? People are thinking back to their COD lobbies, their open mic COD lobbies. Are you looking for a fight? Stop that. Don't pick fights. That's number 2. How to be a decent neighbor. How to be a good neighbor. Don't pick fights. Don't go looking to be upset. You'll find a reason. If this is your inclination, if this is your want, if this is your MO, if this is your default setting to find something to be upset about, you will find it. I promise you. If you're looking for something to be upset about, you will find that something to be upset about. We're very good at this, we humans. Number 3, don't belittle people. I've talked about this before, but the teardown culture that we have, both as guys and gals, these days frankly, it's disgusting, okay? Guys, very often, we call it ball busting, all right? I'm just busting your balls. Can't you take a joke? Like, come on. It happens to be in front of all of your peers, but it's just ball busting. That's all. Gals, whew. I've heard many stories of how truly awful you women are to each other in adolescence. Not to mention the rest of your lives. Guy or gal, doesn't matter here. It's like we think that it makes us look weak to be kind or helpful to someone. It's like someone decided, apart from us, that makes you weak to extend kindness. A guy said something embarrassing. Better pounce on it and humiliate him. Don't want to be weak, do you? Better crush him. Here's a general principle for this. General principle. Is this joke that you want to make? You got a joke lined up. It's perfect, okay? Someone maybe said something, teed you up for it. Maybe it's on this topic, and therefore you can slide it right in. Okay? Is this joke you want to make? Is it at someone else's expense? Is this at the expense of another? Yes. Okay. Fine. Okay. Check. Yes. Do you know this person super well and their sense of humor? Right? Maybe it's Marines again. Maybe you know their dark sense of humor. You know their brand, what they'll laugh at. Okay. Yes, you do know that. You know them that well. Okay, great. Are you in public? Are there people around to witness this exchange, to hear all of what's going to go down? No, you're in private place. Okay, no chance of somebody misinterpreting this, having a different sense of humor that doesn't fit. Okay, great. All those things are true. Bet. Tell your joke. It's called reading the room, folks. It's called reading the room. And I know a lot of folks who do not have this skill developed, who cannot read the room. But again, there's that word, skill. Have you practiced this? Do you have a community around you with whom you have developed some level of rapport? Who can call you out? Who can tell you, hey, this is not, maybe this isn't the place for that. Hey man, whoa. Like for us, for the guys, this is fine, but look around, dude. What are you doing? Do you have that? Then maybe you don't have training partners in this. That explains why you might be unskilled here. If you never had anybody to coach you, if you never had anybody to act as guardrails, to rein you in, to go, whoa, no, man. That's fine. In this company. Here, though, dude, what's appropriate depends on the setting. I've used this illustration before, right? But you're at the beach, you're going swimming, getting some sun, a bathing suit is appropriate, okay? You're sitting there, gals wearing a bikini, enjoying the, taking in the waves and the sand, and okay, but, you know, perhaps at a funeral, inappropriate. It's the same clothing, hasn't changed. It's the setting that determines whether or not something is appropriate. So, ball busting. Time and a place, perhaps. Do you have that level of rapport? Is what I would ask is like the main condition here. The main consideration is, have you earned the ability to tell your off-color joke, perhaps, with this specific person? And is the setting conducive to it? Sure, okay, great. But even then, I go back to my first question. Is this at another person's expense? Is this at your counterpart's expense? Even if all those things are true, even if the stars align and maybe you can tell your joke and it's perfect. Maybe. Crazy idea here. I know. I'm breaking boundaries. We're trailblazing. You guys with me right now, okay? We're going. Maybe. Just maybe, don't tear down the people that you consider to be your friends. Maybe don't denigrate the people that you call yourself closest to, that you say matter the most to you. Maybe don't denigrate them. But it's the perfect joke, Gus. They set this thing and it lines up, and I know. I enjoy good play on words as much as the next guy. Perhaps more than the next guy. I'm a big fan. Maybe, just maybe, don't tear down the people that you purport to care about. But on to the next principle. What does it look like to be a good neighbor? Number 4, if you've got a problem with a neighbor, take it up with them. Another crazy idea here, I know. Let's go back to my trash can example, yeah? I don't personally live this way, but I've seen this lived out. There are a lot of people out there who are really super uppity about rule following, in particular when it comes to HOAs. Now, if you are not familiar out there, the HOA, this is the Homeowners Association. Apparently, some good chunk now. Someone just told me the other day that like 60% of urban or suburban development in like the United States is under like an HOA now of some kind. Okay, Homeowners Association. That is some sort of loose association of homeowners in the area, and they have formed a sort of governing body, and they have decided what the rules are going to be for the neighborhood. Most HOAs have in mind, we want to curate a certain experience for people who live here, and we want that to be, the consequence of that to be increased property values. That's the goal, okay? The goal is increased property values. So they say things like, well, the house can't be an obnoxious, horrible color because no one's going to pay full asking price for the house right next to it, right? It harms financially everybody else in the neighborhood for your house to be Barbie pink, right? Or like acid green, or like whatever. Okay, like all these different options. So they say, oh, your lawn has to be mowed. Why? You can't have a burnt out old car parked on your lawn. Why? Same thing. It harms property values. So a lot of HOAs are built around something like that, okay? And so many of them have rules about trash cans, incidentally, for a similar idea. There's sort of this, we want everything to be sort of match lockstep with our neighbors. Trash cans go out, they are emptied, and they are promptly brought back in. Nobody wants to see trash out on the streets. Nobody wants to see garbage bags sitting next to garbage cans for the trash man to come and get and all that stuff. Maybe raccoons or bears, which we've got around here. Maybe bears get into them and knock it all over. So you kind of want the trash to be sort of an expedient system. You put the trash out, the trash is emptied, you put it away before the bears can get to it and make a big mess of things. So, okay, there's rules like that, especially around here in the Tahoe area and over here on the side of the Sierras. Yes, that's a very big thing, is like with the bears. So, okay, trash cans. Got to trash cans out, trash cans have to be back in. So a lot of people really get into these rules. They're really nitpickers. They're real sticklers for abiding by the rules put forth by the HOA, okay? Now, you might say, actually, the chief purpose of my home is to raise my family in, and that's what it's for, is to have a happy and healthy, safe environment to raise kids in. I'm not, at the end of the day, my chief concern is not the value of my home. After all, it's not intended to be an investment for me in the financial sense. It's supposed to be a home for raising a family in. That's what the chief purpose of these four walls are. Yeah, some people disagree with that assessment, right? Some people say, no, it is an investment. Its primary purpose in my world is to make me money. And sure, for those people, the HOA makes perfect sense. So, okay, back to the nitpicking here. One such rule indeed that exists in a lot of places, and including here, is you can't, with these trash cans, the way that this rule is often articulated is, you can't put it out too early, like ahead of trash collection, and it can't stay out there too late once trash collection has been completed. Again, nobody wants to look at them, etc. Okay, so there's very often strictures about it. This many hours before trash collection, this many hours after trash collection. Okay? So, if your neighbor puts their trash cans out too early or takes them in too late, this is you now, okay? Picture yourself living in one such a space. You have a couple choices. One, you can pitch a fit about it on Insta, right? Okay? You can just complain about people and, do that. Okay. You can file a complaint, formal complaint perhaps, with the HOA directly and have them fined. You could do that. Or number three, both of these. You could do both. You can complain about it, and then you can actually file some sort of something so that they get into trouble and all of that. Okay? Like, you got options here. You got options. And isn't that great? Yeah. So, there you go. So many options. Or you could take it up with them personally. You could take it up with them directly. Crucial conversations? Anyone? Hotbride and I know somebody who has dealt with this. Okay? Their trash cans would sit out for over 24 hours sometimes, and one of their neighbors sat there and stewed about this, okay? This gal sat there and would be in her home, and she would peer out her blinds at her neighbor's trash can and would seethe about this, okay? And then she took pictures of the eyesore, right? So she cataloged, she documented this. Then she filed a formal complaint with the HOA, sure. And yeah, the offending party, our friend, our person we know, was hit with a huge compounded fine comprised of all the individual violations that the neighbor, gal, had spent so much time meticulously documenting. Okay? And if your reaction is perhaps, serves them right, follow the rules and you won't be fined. Right? Maybe you chose to live somewhere with an HOA. Many of you were like, yeah, Gus, you lived on an HOA. You chose this life, so did this person, so, put up or shut up. You kind of agreed to the rules. You kind of chose this. Like, who are you complaining to? Who's gonna listen? You knew what you were getting yourself into and you did it anyways? Okay, no, this is justice. Justice has been served. You leave the trash can out there, you're being inconsiderate, you're being lazy. Your neighbors have every right to be upset, right? You chose this. Okay. This story, this anecdotal story of ours here, it's one of the supervisors at our old unit. Okay? And I hope that it doesn't, I hope that this is obvious, that who this is doesn't much matter. Like who specifically, what their positions and titles and all that. That's not the point of me telling this story, but I'll tell you a little story anyways. Extrapolate this to whomever, but during COVID, okay, we had a really hard time of things at work. If someone got sick, the whole crew would be quarantined so as to protect the other 3 crews. Our unit had 4 crews that would cycle 24/7, okay? A 24-hour a day, 7-day a week, 365 days a year mission set that we never slept. Nobody, there's no downtime. The work never stopped. Big, important stuff. And that's the way that it worked, okay? At the beginning of COVID, they were like, maybe we put everybody on base. Maybe we take everybody and lock them on base, under armed guard, and don't let anybody leave, don't let anybody in. They were talking about letting people who had campers or whatever, or RVs or equivalent, set up in like the parking lot so they could maybe have their family come stay with them. But for those of you who remember the very beginning of COVID, it was like lock down everything. And our mission set doesn't get a holiday. There is no, oh, well, everybody's, it's danger, so the mission stops. No, this mission did not stop. This was a critical mission. It does not sleep. It does not stop. So there's all this talk about they got cots. We literally all got a bunch of cots set up, and it was like, all right, you're all going to sleep here. You're all going to live here now. But the mission does not stop. Now, fortunately, the order never came from the generals or whomever up top that we were all going to stay on base and sleep there. We were right on the edge of that for about 6 weeks or something like that, and the order kind of never quite came. But we built up a contingency plan that if someone got sick on a crew, and this is the very first days of COVID, when we didn't know transmission, how it all worked, all that, okay. It was, if someone got sick, you quarantined that crew. Now, we worked in a place called a skiff. It's a secure environment, okay? So nobody can listen in. It's a bunch of very super secret squirrel stuff, right? But everybody sort of works in a same skiff area. That's where the workstations are. That's where all that stuff is. But if someone in that room is sick, it's going to circulate to everybody else. So they sort of had it in mind that if a crew got a sick person, maybe we would write off that crew and we'd put them on the other side of the building. We set up a different sort of skiff, still in a secure area, just not as cool kid and kind of like MacGyvered together, kind of like jury-rigged setup thing. And the sickies could go hang out over there. We called it the leper colony. I called it the leper colony and the name stuck, which I'm still proud of. So they'd go over to the leper colony, and the other 3 crews presumably would stay healthy and keep working over in the normal area. Okay. That's sort of how we planned this. But this system, mission set stuff that we're all doing, is not prepared to just lose a whole work crew, okay? A whole quarter of our people, because it was front end of the week, day crew, then night crew. Back end of the week, day crew, night crew, firefighter schedule type stuff, right? So if someone got sick, they'd go over to the leper colony. Problem is, this became rather frequent. So this relatively common thing for people to end up over in the leper colony several times jeopardized our missions, or our unit's mission, okay? Several times this jeopardized our unit's quite important mission. And people obviously did get sick. So the folks who weren't sick had to pick up the slack. What they would do is say, we'll quarantine the people who aren't immediately sick, but they've been exposed. And maybe we send the sicky person home. The crews got pretty bare bones pretty fast. Okay, pretty soon we were working with skeleton crews, and it really sucked. So the people who didn't get sick had to pick up the extra work, because the mission could not go down. One such person was this supervisor of ours. She was working nights at the time, but often had to cover day shifts immediately following her own 12-hour shift. Okay, 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. She would just have to now work a day shift. Okay, and she would do this 3 or 4 days a week, 24 hours at work, very often. Okay, days would bleed into one another. That's how our stuff very often looked. Okay, so she was doing this. Oh, and she has 3 kids. Oh, and she has a husband who was, at the time, out of state on active duty orders for 6 months for a TDY. So she had to take care of the kids and the home and everything else by herself. Oh, and did I mention that she's a supervisor at the unit in the military? In charge of like 30 people? So that if any one of them screws up, it's her fault? And since she was working nights, primarily, she would set her trash cans out the night before trash day. Whatever day of the week that happened to be, she would set her trash cans out the night before. Makes sense, right? She's not there in the morning to put them out because she's still working. And since she didn't get to come home until after 8 p.m. the following day, the cans, obviously, were left out for too long. Yeah? How are we feeling about this? Well, she chose this life and justice has been served sentiment. Her neighbor could have just gone to her and said, "What's going on with the trash cans?" Could have called. Could have texted. Now, she's not going to get that text. She's not going to get that call when she's working in the skiff because it's a secure environment and we don't have our phones. But she would have gotten it eventually. Neighbor could have done that, but no. The neighbor was cataloging all of the infractions. That was number 4. How to be a good neighbor. Number 4, if you've got a problem with your neighbor, physical neighbor, or just the sphere of people with whom you are in contact, right? Take it up with them. Our supervisor had to fight all of this, by the way. Had to go do all this stuff. Had to get, orders. HOAs are often, they're just civilians. It's just random people here with no real authority except the authority that's been given them by the people who are in the community who say, yeah, you can be in charge. So, supervisor, who's a career military, her and her family and all that stuff, had to fight all of this, had to get orders, official orders from the command and all that jazz to go to the HOA board and say, hey, stupids, stop fining me. Could have all been prevented if the other person hadn't been awful and talked to their neighbor rather than talk about their neighbor with other people. You see? The number 5 principle of what it looks like to be a good neighbor: sacrifice. We talked about this ad nauseum during part 1, so I won't belabor the point here, but here's a quick line to make clear the distinction between life-giving sacrifice and life-taking sacrifice. You can give without loving, but you can't love without giving. You can give without loving, okay? This is, someone hits you up for money. Maybe there's a homeless person holding a sign or something. Hey man, you got any spare change? You kind of there you go. You can give, and there's no love in that transaction, right? Sure, okay. But you can't love without giving. The two go hand in hand. I don't give to my wife out of obligation. I want to. I don't help friends move out of obligation. I want to. You can give without loving. You can do it begrudgingly. You can be upset about it. You can drag your feet. You can be pissy, sure. You can actually do something that is helpful and beneficial to others. Yeah. And what would you say? What's the phrase? Your heart's not in it? Right? Heart's not in it. You can still do the act, but the heart's not in it. Here's a quick example of sacrifice that you may have perhaps never considered. How do conversations typically go? An exchange of words, yes, an actual conversation. Not a trick question. How does a conversation usually go? If you're like me, and like most people, like most humans, but especially for extroverts, maybe you like the sound of your own voice, perhaps? It's not a narcissistic thing. This is a human thing. We like this sort of thing. Very often these conversations, these exchanges become what is called a dialogue of the deaf. Okay? You're telling a story, yeah? And what am I doing while you're telling the story? I'm thinking about my own story and how I can relate, right? And how I want to tell this in exchange, and I am preparing for how I might say it while you're still telling your story, right? And then, once you're done, I jump into my story, and I'm telling my story now. And now what are you doing while you're listening to my story? And we... Dialogue of the deaf. What might... And it's a strange example, I know, perhaps, but bear with me here. What does sacrifice look like in conversation with a potential would-be friend? Oh. And how did that make you feel? Uh-huh. Oh, totally. Yeah, got that. Mm-hmm. And what did you do to change things after that? What then happened? Something had to give, right? Go on, go. Mm-hmm. Did you ever resolve? Like, was there ever like a resolution to this whole mess? To X, Y, and Z? Was it? I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about me, okay? I want to talk. I like to talk. I know, weird, I know, and you wouldn't have guessed it unless I told you. I know, you're like, what? I'm letting you in on a secret about me, okay? But here's the thing about my wanting to talk, being a talker. Me not talking in an exchange is therefore a sacrifice. I am sacrificing my own wants and needs, talking in this case, in this example, in order to better serve you. Do you see it? Now, the same thing is true if you're an introvert in reverse here, okay? You want to isolate. You want to keep your ideas and your opinions to yourself. You don't want to talk. You want to just, where it's safe, hole up with your thoughts and your feels, and you just... What about, as I said, in an exchange with a would-be potential friend? What does sacrifice therefore look like for an introvert? I just watched it on Wednesday. Several times I watched it on Wednesday. In fact, for the first Cosa Nostra Festa, our very first block parties here in the community. And I watched something I see on Wednesdays, something I have seen historically for the rendezvous within Cruise proper, but I saw this most recently on Wednesday. In open public channels, I saw introverts care and engage bravely with people that they didn't know super well. But perhaps maybe they will someday. Perhaps they could. Perhaps if they negotiate in good faith. Perhaps if they sacrifice their own comfort, their own wants and needs, perhaps this is a potential friend. Let's start by being a good neighbor to them. Not for necessarily the eventual goal of becoming friends. Mathematically, that will not be the case for most of these neighbors. But let's start by being a good neighbor, yeah? So I just watched a whole bunch of introverts who are drained by human interaction, wade into human interaction. Why? So that the dialogue could take place. So that there was an exchange of ideas, an exchange of hopes and fears and opinions and truths. And what do you see in the world? Here's what it is. They risked, they were bold, they were brave. And they sacrificed their own comfort for the benefit of their neighbor. They put themselves out there and put something into the shared pool of meaning, language that's familiar to many veterans of the Mafia here, and language that will be, certainly, will be common to all who go through the rendezvous. Sacrifice, risk, to put something in that shared pool, to make connections. It's not an example that most people think of when it comes to sacrifice, but it's one that is especially pertinent here. This is an important one for our purposes and what we're doing with this let's get better at humaning thing. This endeavor that we are here embarked upon, yeah? Sacrifice. That's number 5. Sacrifice. Consider somebody else's position as perhaps in this instance more important than your own comfort. I won't belabor the point. Again, we talked about it a lot during part 1. The 6th principle of what it looks like to be a good neighbor. Be kind. Disarmingly so. Sounds simple, but hang on. You have 2 options when it comes to your enemies. Those you might describe as enemies. Those who don't like you. Maybe they treat you like crap, right? Okay. You can either, 1, hate them back. Okay. Which will have the effect of reinforcing their dislike of you. Okay, but that's just one option. Okay, option 2 is you can be kind to them in response to their hatred of you. Be kind to them in response to their disdain toward you. Be kind to them despite their disrespectful attitude and disposition toward you. This enemy of yours. Be kind to them is your second option. And this option, incidentally, changes everything. Now, and I suspect some of you will not know where this is going. Now, you've crushed their worldview, at least as it pertains to you. They saw you a certain way, and therefore they treat you a certain way, and then you respond in kind. Oh, no, you don't. You respond by being kind. So now you've crushed their perception of you, what they believed to be true of you. Additionally, you've now shamed their bad behavior by showing them its contrast. What's more, this enemy of yours cannot remain an enemy to you and yet save face. You've eliminated the fuel for their fire. If they continue to act as an enemy toward you, everyone will see their lack of intellectual integrity and know them for a coward. But Gus, I really want to respond in kind. I really want to be mad at them. I really want to call them names. Okay, if you like losing, sure. Yeah, if you like a perpetual state of misery that you're probably living in right now, sure, go ahead. My constant refrain is to ask you, how's that working for you? Go ahead. Good 2 options. You can keep picking number 1. They hate you, so hate them back. Go ahead. Have fun. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Continue to be ineffective, impotent. Fine, that's fine. It's your life. I talked about this in a series on violence that I did years ago now. where I explicitly made an important distinction here. Meekness. People hear the word meek, and they think, ah, yes, synonym for weak, right? Meekness, weakness. They are not the same thing. Meekness, incidentally, the word, well, weakness is evident, and that's what you think it is. You misunderstand meekness. Meek does not equal weak. Meek means, the definition of meek means power restrained. That's the original version of what meekness meant. That's the definition, going back to antiquity. Power restrained. Strength reserved. Incidentally, it's the same word that's been used, again, all through antiquity to describe war horses or work horses, draft horses in particular. This is something that's used for huge muscular horses that could just kick and thrash and do all kinds of damage, but they've got harnesses around them to pull a load. It is strength restrained. Strength in control. Strength with a purpose. Directed strength. Strength held in reserve for a specific task. Not like crazy out of control smash arm. That's not meekness. That's crazy and out of control. That's not meekness at all. Meekness is power restrained. Okay? We got that straight? MLK said it like this. It is the strong man who stands up in the midst of violence and refuses to return it. It is the strong man, not the weak man, who stands up in the midst of hate and returns love. When I was in infantry school a lifetime ago, okay, I was 18 years old, and I'm in infantry school for the Marine Corps. There's a dude named Garcia. I'll remember him for forever, a little a-hole. He wanted to fight me, okay? I told this story also, incidentally, during that same violence talk, but it's a good example, so here we go. He didn't much like me. He didn't much like anybody. He was kind of an a-hole, but he had a little, like, cadre of a-holes that he hung out with, but he didn't really like me, okay? And I don't remember what we were talking about. I remember him, but I don't remember what this context was. One day, I was saying something, and I try to be a humorous guy, and so I said, in response to something he said or whatever, and I was kind of cracking wise about something, I said, oh, you're adopted and your parents don't even love you. Which is a quote from Vince Vaughn's character in Dodgeball. Okay? He says that to, like, the Girl Scouts or something. I think they're playing against a Girl Scout team, and when the Girl Scouts start crushing them, he pettily says, you're adopted and your parents parents don't even love you. So I said that. Well, now he really wanted to fight me. And his little gang of friends, little a-hole friends, were right there with him, also ready to kick my ass, okay? Turns out he really was adopted. I didn't know that. And also, and this is important, he'd never seen Dodgeball, which is crazy because it was really popular at the time for people to quote that movie. I don't think the movie was like brand new, but everybody quoted that dang movie a lot, okay? And so to say that line, basically, I'm sure everybody else in the room knew what I was saying. Everybody else knew the reference. Everybody else got the joke. Garcia didn't. So, he's pissed. Veins bulging, face turning red. I mean, as red as... Once again, I've got two options in this spot. 18-year-old Gus had two options here, okay? One, throw hands. Now, I didn't much like him, as I just told you, and I had been training in Muay Thai and Hapkido for years as a teenager, leading up to going to boot camp, apart from the Marine Corps, so I knew I'd crush him, until his friends inevitably jumped in and dogpiled, but I'd get I definitely would have gotten my hits in, and I could have, put him down in a good way. I could have established dominance. That could have been, I could have done all that. That's option number one. Or number two, disarm him. I chose this one. I at risk of the cringe, told him, dude, this is a movie quote. And incidentally, for what it's worth, I wouldn't have made the joke in the first place had I known that he were adopted, but I didn't know him super well. I then told him something, a thought that I had about his parents, therefore. I said that folks who adopt are a special sort. I had some friends who were adopted, and I'd known some of their parents, and I knew some parents, some adults who were trying to adopt, but it's a complicated process. And so incidentally, I had a lot of respect for parents who had the courage and the crazy, intentionality required to step into that role. Because often the process is not easy. Here in the States, very difficult to adopt. I told him that even though I'd never met his parents, I had real respect for them. In short, I apologized. It wasn't perfect. He still, blustered a little bit, kind of weakly. The steam was all taken out of him, but kind of teach you some respect. So my response was, if you really want to, really wanted to, you could take it out on me, but you'll be punching someone who's not going to punch back. That did it. There is absolutely nothing cool, kid, zero, about beating up someone who is loving you and not fighting back. If he had decided to go ahead with it anyways, he would have had zero backup. He would have been a pariah for the rest of existence. Meekness, power restrained. I'm not a loose cannon whose emotions are just super unregulated and out of whack, so I just go fist fighting people all the time. Nope. Restraint. I needed to work with these men. I needed to work with these guys. I'm an infantry training battalion. I gotta live with these people. I gotta train with these people for months more. Out in the field, do this, do that. My well-being counted on being a good neighbor to them. Am I going to be best friends with this Garcia guy? Nope, clearly not. Don't appear to have a lot of overlap, and we didn't have overlap in movie quotes, if nothing else, but no. The well-being of the company, the well-being certainly of our platoon, depended on me being a good neighbor, even when he wasn't being one. Principle number 6 was be kind, disarmingly so. And finally, number 7. Number 7, the 7th principle of what it looks like to be a good neighbor. Be encouraging. Be an encourager. First, be sincere in your encouragement of others. Actually care. Actually mean it. Don't have it be hollow and cringe, okay? 2, though, be specific in how you encourage. Tailor it. You guys have heard me talk before about bespoke love, bespoke care. Tailor your encouragement to the individual and their circumstance. Don't have it just be this broad thing. It will ring hollow because it is. So be sincere in this and be specific in this. You never know just how impactful your encouragement will be in a given person's life. You don't know all of the circumstances and of the season that they're in. You don't know how helpful this can be. Each instance of encouragement could change the course of a life, not just the person's day, but their life. Do not underestimate this one. Moving beyond words, though, you can be encouraging with your actions. This is a fun story. Apparently during Abraham Lincoln's presidency, back when you could still do this, You could still knock on the front door of the White House here in the States. Some of you don't know that. Some of you already did know this fun bit of trivia. Back then, when you could just walk up to the White House and knock on the door, and the President of the United States answered that door, an elderly woman came up to the White House and wasn't on any particular schedule. She didn't have an appointment or anything, but he answered the door. It had admitted her anyhow. So she comes on in. The doorman was like, "Yeah, come on in. Let's go. What do you?" And he says, he met her and said, "Hey, what can I do for you? What is it that you need? What can I, the President of the United States, do for you? Why are you coming to me?" Or sort of sentiment, right? And she said, quote, "Mr. Lincoln, I heard you liked gingerbread cookies, so I baked you some." Lincoln said in response, "You are the first person that has ever come to the White House not asking for something. You're the first person who's ever come not expecting me to do something, but rather bringing me a gift." And with tears in his eyes, he said, "I thank you from the bottom of my heart." Everyone needs encouragement. No one, including the President of the United States, whatever your position is, wherever you are in the world, no matter how old you are, where you've been, what you've seen, what you've done, what you haven't done, that nobody is somehow beyond the need for encouragement. We all need this. Here's a fun quote. Zig Ziglar. He's an author, speaker, died like 10, 15 years ago, somewhere back there. He said, "If you go out looking for friends, you're going to find they are very scarce. If you go out to be a friend, you'll find them everywhere." All these things we've talked about, put them into practice. Be the friend. You can work on being a good friend long before you have any. Some of you are like, "I need to train in this." You can start with yourself. You can start with treating yourself better. You can start with not hating and loathing and treating like crap the person who meets you in every mirror. You can practice being an encouragement by stopping denigrating yourself. Or, yeah, those around you. "Well, I don't want to be friends with them." Something beggars choosers. "Well, not that jerk." And not with that attitude. What about that jerk, the one in the mirror? What about them? We can all practice this. We can all put these things into practice. All 7 of those things. Which, just for your reference again, really quickly here. Number 1, be inclined to be a helpful presence. Number 2, don't pick fights. Don't go looking for things to be upset about. Number 3, don't belittle people, even if it's culturally acceptable and all of that. Okay, sure. Number 4, if you've got a problem with a neighbor, with someone in your life, take it up with them. Don't take it to socials. Number 5, sacrifice. Again, if you want to hear more about that, go listen to part 1 of this mini-series. Number 6, be kind, disarmingly so. Number 7, be encouraging. Be an encourager. Look for things to encourage in others. Look for the good to laud and celebrate. Look for it. Instead of things to nitpick, instead of things to get upset about, instead of things to get your hackles up, look for the praiseworthy and then practice praising it. Be a good faith negotiator. Again, the simple language that we've put to that here historically is a good faith negotiator is looking for a reason to stay. And a bad faith negotiator is looking for a reason to leave. It's an oversimplified version of it, but that'll do for our purposes with this. Be a good faith negotiator with each of your neighbors, no matter who they are. All the people with whom you come into contact. But I don't like my coworkers. Okay? Are they your coworkers? Yeah. Those 7 principles. What about your immediate family? I don't like my immediate family. They suck. They may very well suck. Again, I'm not saying lean into all the abusive relationships and stuff. No. If you have the ability to get out of terrible relationships and horrible abusive workplaces and stuff, sure, you should do that. There's no excuse here. Final quote. I have no duty, said C.S. Lewis again. I have no duty to be anyone's friend, and no man in the world has a duty to be mine. No claims, no shadow of necessity. Friendship is unnecessary, like philosophy, like art. It has no survival value. Rather, it is one of those things which give value to survival. What is friendship? Unessential and essential. Utterly so. Useless and the only thing of value. Consider the qualities of a good friend, and then ask yourself, do you meet your own standard? Do you want a friend who will stick with you when you screw up royally? Seems like a good thing. Seems like a desirable thing, a desirable quality to have in a friend, right? Sure, okay. Do you do that with your neighbors? Not with already established friends, though those too. I mean your neighbors. You want someone who will extend to you patience and grace. Do you extend patience and grace? If no, you will not get it in return. If you are not the sort of person who is practiced in extending patience and grace, you should not be surprised to find out that you do not have people around you who extend those to you. Right back to, once someone does it for me, I'll do it for them. Nope. You're going to be alone and miserable and cynical that way. I know exactly where that road leads. And if you're honest with yourself, so do you. Some people say that time and trouble, those two things, are good weather vanes for discerning who your real friends are, right? Time passes, who's going to stick around? Constancy. Is there a constancy to the relationship? Is there an enduring quality to it? Once again, I ask you to consider your qualities as a neighbor. When the going gets tough with somebody, are you there? Do you steep down into the suck with them? Do you wade through the terrible? Do you wade into the muck with them? Or are you as the phrase goes, as the descriptor has historically gone, are you a fair weather friend? Are you somebody who's there when it's good and breezy and easy, but as soon as things get ugly, you're just kind of... Is that you? Are you a fair weather friend? Then you should not be surprised to be surrounded by people as fickle as you are. But if you're the sort who is practiced, I keep coming back to that word. Have you put in the time? Have you put in the blood? Have you put in the sweat? Have you put in the tears? Have you really wrestled the skill of being an enduring friend? Have you done that? Have you stuck around when others are going through it? Have you been there with them? Have you sat with them in the ashes of a burnt down life? When there's no conceivable benefit to you, have you been a good, caring, loving neighbor to others? Then it should come as no surprise to you that that's the caliber of person you find yourself surrounded by. What nutrients, again, you put out into your neighborly relationships will determine the kind of geode you become. And it will also determine the kind of geodes that you find around you. You are being influenced by your environment, yes. But you are also, don't miss this, you are also influencing the environment of those around you. What you put out there is shaping the people around you. Why are all my friends like this? Is it possible that you bear some of that burden of blame? If you're not willing to inconvenience yourself for another's advantage, as I said last time, perhaps you are not yet a good friend. If you are totally unwilling to sacrifice for the benefit of another, not a good friend, not good friend material, not yet. It's a skill issue. But that doesn't mean be a yes man for everything. Again, like this is not a be a doormat, be walked on, say yes. There's a lot of you people pleasers out there who sacrifice your own well-being, saying yes to every little thing. That is not what I'm advocating. We've talked ad nauseum about this as well. Your own oxygen mask first. You need to be healthy. You need to be functioning. You need to be well in order to be healthy and functioning and useful for others, okay? So don't burden yourself with a load that you cannot yourself bear. You need to strike a balance here and to be healthy too. I won't belabor it. You've heard me say this before. That is not negated. We talked more last week about the friends who will speak truth into your life, into your world, into your circumstances. You might not appreciate, as I did at the time, you might not appreciate the wounds of a friend, but they can be trusted. The wounds of a real friend who are telling you something that's not pleasant, perhaps, but that is true, and that is useful, and that is helpful, that is perhaps necessary. With time, though, with time and wisdom, grown wisdom, perhaps you will be grateful later for wounds given in love and in care. Do you, listening right now, with whatever platform or influence or socials you're a part of, do you ban or block people on a whim when you're offended? You should not be surprised when people do the same thing to you. Are you easily offended? This is a big one, and it's something we aim to work on with intentional community in the CNRs. Again, if you want to see what those are about and see what the future holds for those things, punch in ! Save the world. You pull up the link, guy, see what we're doing about this. Are you, listening right now, easily offended? Then you're easily manipulated. The easiest people in the world to manipulate are those with thin skin. It also means that you shouldn't be surprised if this is you, easily offended by every little thing out there. You're looking to be offended. You shouldn't be surprised when people describe you as high maintenance, difficult. If every time you get together with someone or a group of people, all you do is complain, you shouldn't be surprised if that's the sort of people that you end up exclusively surrounded by. A bunch of complainers. A bunch of people who love to just wallow in misery and commiserate. Take an honest look at yourself. In closing here, and this is send-offs for all of you to consider in the days, perhaps weeks ahead, this is a terribly important thing to get right with life, and so I cannot more strongly suggest that you take this seriously, this self-audit seriously. What kind of neighbor are you? I said tonight that we were going to talk about how to get friends, right? Friendship is simple. It's finding overlap, shared values, shared truth, shared understanding, shared outlook, shared goals, shared dreams, shared direction. That's it. That's all. That's what friendship is. It's someone with whom you have overlap. How do you get it? Find overlap. And then you kind of revel in that overlap, and then you enjoy one another's company in that overlap. Yeah, that's it. But one more thing. You're not a candidate to be a good friend until you're a good neighbor. And that's what tonight's been about. You're not eligible to be a friend because the prerequisite is being a good neighbor. And if you're not a good neighbor, no one will stick around you long enough to find that overlap. And a prerequisite to all of that is knowing who you are and what you are about and what you are for. And that it can include, sure, things that you are not, things that you're not about, things that you are against, sure. Have your convictions, know what they are, know which direction they take you in life, and a lot of your overlap will be others who see things the way that you do. Those are friends with whom you can talk, to whom you can trust yourself, to be sharpened, to be challenged, to be encouraged with bespoke love. Random stranger dangers can't do that for you. They don't know you well enough to give you that bespoke care, that bespoke love, that bespoke encouragement. Only friends can do that. So, who are you? What is your life purposed with? What is the highest conceivable good that you could aim your life at and then pour it out in the service of? What is your life for? Once you've got that answered, then we can begin. Then you'll finally, perhaps some of you for the first time, be about something. And a friendship has to be about something. Without that about, no friendship can arise. So decide what you're about. And then be a decent enough human, a decent enough neighbor, that you can be around people long enough and healthy enough that you can find that overlap and go, what? You too? I thought I was the only one. And that concludes my talk. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for listening to me being long-winded, far longer than I expected. I did not anticipate running as late as I did with this, but it's important stuff. And again, it says a great deal about the caliber of human, the caliber of person who would choose this, who would wade into the difficulty of perhaps especially those who heard something about yourself that you did not like hearing tonight. Uncomfortable truth. I have enormous respect for the person who chose the difficulty and then didn't shy away from it. And I recognize that that was painful for some of you. It is not my aim, it was not my hope, it was not my wish, it was not my intention to hurt anybody, certainly not wantonly. But in care, I did want to speak truth into your life, such that it might benefit you, such that it might be a blessing, such that you might grow in important ways because of my care. Because I want you to thrive. Because I want to be a friend to you, or at least a very good neighbor. A lousy neighbor would tell you sweet lies. Sweet sounding lies. I don't want to be that. So cheers to you, you remarkable sort, for putting in the time, putting in the discomfort, and growing in wisdom as a consequence. Cheers. And now, I have to go to the bathroom. Pretty bad. I drank too much water. This is what I get for hydrating. I don't like hydrating for this reason. Very upsetting. I do want to stick around and answer any questions you guys might have. If I can clarify something for you, I do want to hang out for a little bit longer. You don't have to have questions. I'm not going to arbitrarily fill the time. If anybody needs to bail, I will not be offended in the slightest. Or if you're leaving your bandwidth here, I will steward it as well as I'm able. I'm not planning on raiding out tonight, so you're not going to wake up anywhere crazy if you just have to go to bed and you leave your stream open. I'm not going to raid. I typically do not raid after serious talks. So all of my tabs, no matter where they are, Rumble, Twitch, YouTube, they're all going to stay right here. So if you leave them, you will wake up to just the offline screen, so safe. But yeah, I'm going to run to the restroom and leave you in the arms of Chair. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to catch up with you guys a little bit. I won't get to go all the way back in chat and so forth. But if you have any specific questions or things, again, that I can clarify, please, you can punch them in now. And we'll see what we can do with our time, okay? Okay. Now is a good time to avail yourself of the facilities if you must needs. And then we'll get back at it. Howdy. Ahem. We back. Hello. Okay. Wow, my lurks are not current at all. Home. That is what I get. Ooh, that is what I get. Ooh, yeah, I was not on top of this, was I? Ooh. No. Oh no. Oh no. Oh nar. That's right. I speak Australian. That's right. Nar. 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 Oh my gosh, there's so many of you went live. Wow. Okay, that is not a small number of you. Golly. You guys know we put friends before frames. It's terribly important to take care of our people. Golly. Okay, since we're not doing any gamering stuff ourselves tonight, we can afford a little more bandwidth. But boy howdy, that's a lot of tabs. Ooh, buddy. Oh, buddy. And you went live, and you went live. All my Rumble lurks. And you went live, and oh my word, everybody went live on Rumble. Okay, I just opened like 9 new tabs. What is happening? Golly. Okay, this is too many tabs. I don't know how many. We still don't know what Rumble considers a valid lurk, you know? But so far, it seems like it's kind of unlimited. So far... Wow. So far, we're stacking them because we can, I think, get away with it. Oh, Dorian went live. Oh, geez. Oh, he just went live. Okay, good. Whew. Good, good. Wow. I found, I guess it's Friday night. I guess that's that, huh? I guess that's that. People stream on Friday nights, it turns out. Okay, we're gonna pull in a tab from you. And a tab from you. And we'll leave it right there. Golly, okay. And chat's going through. All right, now, what kind of questions you guys got? What sort of commentary we got over here? I'm gonna catch up. We're gonna see about it. Oh, Mel, thank you for dropping links. Look at all those heckin' links. It means an awful lot. An awful heckin' lot. Especially, again, to the public patrons. Aki, Dano, Duckling, Leanne, Goose, Kira, Abby, Tink, Helly, May, Karma, Pre, Retro, Rick, Ryan, Mouse, Trosky, Pal, CJ, and Zin. Lovely humans, these. And if tonight was at all beneficial to you or your circumstance, or if you think maybe it's beneficial to others out there, it's because of the folks who sacrifice to make it so. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see here. Thought the stream was over. Stream is not over. Nope, not yet. Not yet, Caleb. I'll stick around for a few minutes, and if people have questions or commentary about it or something I can clarify, then I will happily stick around for a few minutes. But yeah, I'll probably end early still tonight. Again, I don't want to just keep people around for no reason. So if anyone's got to bail, by all means. Next stream is tomorrow night, you guys. It's pile time. Very important pile business. If you're not familiar with the pile, you can find out about the pile. That's tomorrow night, and it's going to be a riot because that game is a freaking riot. It's so stinking funny, and wow. I don't know if we're nearing the end of the game. I feel like we're definitely in like the latter parts of it. But yes, a hilarious freaking game. The pile continues tomorrow. I hope you're there for it. The Cosa Nostra Festa, our block parties, that's on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. You're like, what, Super Bowl? Yes, it's all day though. Okay, it starts at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Some of you are like, that's noon where I am. I know. It's 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it runs till 11 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so long day for me. Long heckin' day for me. 14-hour day for me. But that's going to be going on all day long. So if you want to pop in and put some faces to names and make the acquaintances of new folks, that's the time. That's the place for it. And yeah, you want to sit there and scream at your TV for your sports ball, your sports puck team, then that's you can do that. You can do that. That's a thing. That's an option. There will be different rooms, different TVs, so you can yell for your team. And yay, sports ball team! Yay, other sports ball team. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah. I think we all did. Oh yeah, no, not over. Yeah, new Rumble friends. We got new Rumble friends. Oh my god, where? Oh, you mean for all the people I'm pulling up lurks for? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of lurks. That's true. A lot of lurks. That's true. Where's my chat? There it is. Oi. Rumble's being problematic. Take my money, you fools. I don't know what they're doing, Mel. I don't get it. I'm sorry. Thumper. Hi, Thump. Hammerine, love the aggressive pinstripes. Yes, I thought you might. I like them too. Always chef's kisses. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. We take it. A lot to digest. You broke it down very well. I'm glad you think so, Mel. God bless. Likewise, EG. I'm glad that you were here. That's really cool. I know you. It's funny converting to. I was pretty sure that the time difference. I was pretty sure about the time difference, but I'm like, all right, I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm gonna look just to be sure. And I looked it up, and I'm like, okay, convert. And then I was like, I checked it like 3 or 4 times just to make sure I hadn't messed it up. And I left like Pum on one of the AMs that got moved, and I was like, argh. So it took a little while of finagling to get there, but we finally got there in the end. So you're a couple hours back there. So I know it's not like super heckin' late for you, but I'm humbled that you would spend that time here. So it means an awful heckin' lot. An awful heckin' lot. Quite the vote of confidence. I have no horse in Sunday's race. I hope they both lose. That's funny. I actually thought of you, Mel, during the last one because Intra was there, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Intra like called in from one of these like on horseback, and it was just like I thought Mel would die. Mel would absolutely die if it ever happened. I was lurking. I listened to these later, podcast style. I appreciate it, Thump. I appreciate the podcast style stuff. We had a handful of folks who were doing that with the last couple. Like, I put it on 1.5 times speed, and off we went. So, thank you. Means an awful heckin' lot. 708. Wait, 7? No. Wait. I thought you were... Wait, did I mess it up? No shot. No, daylight savings hasn't hit yet. I thought you were 2 back. It's 8 here. It's 8:09 Pum here. What do you mean? Oh no, serious? Wait. No, wait, I did get that right. Wait, I did get it right. That's minus... Hawaii's -2. Okay, never mind. Whew. Wow, my brain could hardly handle it. Intra! Speak of the devil and she shall appear. Yes, you. Were you listening? Were you just listening right now, or is it a happy coincidence? A happy coinkydink that you showed up, my friend? We were just talking about you. Just talking about you. Oh, yes, horses are always welcome to the block party. That's what I'm given to understand. That's what I'm given to understand. Yeah, for some reason, I got it right when I did it before, EG. And then, in my brain just now, I was like, no, that's 2 hours. No, that's Hawaii. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days, you guys. And once I end this particular call, once I end this stream, I am going to go back to work for the next 3 hours. 3 more hours of productivity, baby. I still get people who are like, oof, I'm so sorry you have to work so much, Gus. No, I get to work. I want. This is a work day, baby. Every single hour is an opportunity that I get to work towards serving you guys better. and that is not something I take lightly. No. A big responsibility, and one that is no burden. No. Me as you. I'll share my horses at the party. Bet. Yeah. You're telling me, Intra, you weren't here listening to us talk about you, and you just happened to show up as soon as we talked about you? But yes, gang, I hope that I get to see you guys tomorrow for the if there's no questions about the material from tonight, and I don't want to take up any of your guys' time. I don't want anybody to feel obligated to stick around, so I can wrap things up. But yeah, tomorrow night, normal time, 5 p.m. Pacific. We don't do the 9 to 5, we do the 5 to 9. Which is not helpful given all of your different time zones. But you know, it's a fun mnemonic for me. 5 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be jumping to the pile. The all-important pile. The world record, world first, you guys. We're setting the bar, is what we're doing. We've had several veterans of the game. You guys have seen it. People who've played Dishonored top to bottom. They're like, I did this. I'm world record holder over here. I'm a speedrunner this. I did this and that. Great, awesome. And then I'm like, but have you ever done this? And they go, What is no? What is he doing? What's with the pile? The sounds of the pile. Oh, this is the sound of a healthy pile. How many of you saw that short that I posted on Rumble? Anybody see that short? Because Rumble just added shorts 2 days ago now. And so I was experimenting with the clips. Because you guys can make clips now. I think there's a way for you guys to make clips. It might just be a way for me to make clips. I don't know, whatever. There's a way to make clips on Rumble now. And so I was experimenting with that. It's not exactly, like, it's good in some ways, it's bad in others. I don't know, it's their first stab at it. And so I made one of last week's pile, and it is very good. So if you're on Rumble right now, go give it a look. Here, look, go Rumble. That takes you to, that's my referral link. If you don't have a Rumble account, you can make a Rumble account using that thing. And then, yeah, go give a look-see to the shorts that I just put on there, because there's a whole tab on my channel now called Shorts, which is pretty fun. It's for all the vertical format type stuff, and you can, so whether you're on mobile or desktop, you can see it there, and you can see the one that said something about the sound. I think I called it the sound of a healthy pile, or something like that, and it's what we're in store for tomorrow. That's what tomorrow's got, gang. The pile, healthy piles, some anemic piles, a couple anemic piles that we will, in our benevolence, attempt to help. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Nope, I was asleep. Oh, there's no shot, Intra. The timing is impeccable. We're just talking about you. It's nuts. Also shared and confabulating. Oh, did you? You shared the pile? Oh, that's fun. Thanks. Shorts, yeah. See? We got shorts, you guys. It's a real thing. It's a for realsies thing. Yeah. And again, I'm grateful to everybody who's here, everybody who has sacrificed your time and your effort and, of course, your finances to be here. Don't forget to look at the link in the Rumble chat, pinned to the top of the Rumble chat right now for Rumble Premium. It's very, very good. Where is this thing? Where is this thing? There it is. Yeah, Rumble Premium, you guys. This is the fastest, easiest way to support this channel and my work. It's either $9.99 a month if you don't want to sign up for the annual. If you sign up for the regular annual, you save 15%. You get a discount. Hooray! But also, if you use the code that is linked in the top of Twitch chat right now, you get $10 off of that. So it comes out to like $6 a month, something like that. I don't know. I can't math. Something like that, though. And then, yeah. It's pretty great. And again, Rumble takes none of that. This is a lost lead thing, I'm convinced, right? It's not tenable for them to do this for forever. They won't remain profitable if they do that. But right now, they take nothing. Twitch takes 50% and then taxes it. Rumble does not do any of that. Rumble takes 0. The payment processor, Visa, MasterCard, whatever, they take 3% if you're doing it on desktop. If you sign up for Rumble Premium using the link down here, it has to be on my channel in order for me to get paid. Otherwise, it just vanishes into the ether or some such. So it has to be from my channel. You click on the button, and then that gets attributed to me, and 97% of it goes to me. Rumble sees $0. of that. So whether it's gifted subs or Rumble Premium or all the rest of it, that is a way to support this thing. That's fabulous and famous, and thank you. I appreciate it. And everybody who's, again, just got a lurk pulled up on Rumble, just literally having a tab running, I get paid for that. That's not true on Twitch or on YouTube. Those have their own benefits. You know, we get to reach more people, get in front of more eyeballs, so hopefully we can be helpful to more people. But none of this makes a dime on any of those platforms. So you can go through the headache of ads on YouTube just for funsies, I guess. On Rumble, yeah, I get compensated. That's pretty cool. So thank you guys everybody who has multiple tabs open. If you do decide to do any gifting subs or Rumble Premium stuff, don't do it on mobile. Don't do it on mobile. If you're on your device, your tablet or your phone or whatever it is, don't do it on mobile. The mobile carriers, Android, Apple, whatever, they take 30%. They take 30%. So immediately, I'm out 27% of whatever it is you're supporting with. Don't do anything on mobile. Mobile sucks. The app stores have started charging unbelievable amounts for everything. So yeah, they take 30% markups now on all that sort of payment processing thing. That went into effect in 2025, I believe. That was their big change, was it's going to cost more. So yeah, desktop. Desktop is the way. So yeah, thank you guys, everybody who's done a lot. Go on! Just got home from basketball and I'm pooped, oh my word! Mans was out here shooting hoops! Oh, good to see you, my friend. Glad that you're here. And I'm glad I got to see you on Wednesday. That was pretty heckin' cool. Pretty heckin' cool. Yeah, I'm hopefully I get to see more of you guys on Sunday for the block party again, for the sports ball. Now, you can come before the sports ball. In the future, they're not going to be quite this long of the day. So I know that for some of you, like, the time zones don't make a lick of sense. You're like, oh, I definitely can't be there at 9 a.m. Or if you're in Alaska time, 8 a.m. Or if you're in Hawaii time, 7 a.m., etc. I know there's a lot of people who are like, I definitely can't make this time work. But pop in, say hi, come put a face to the name. I want to meet you if nothing else. And then you could meet other people if you want to. Hang out on the patio, smoke a cigar with me. Some people popped in for 10 minutes. Some people were there for 10 hours. So pick your poison. Choose what you want. Come do you. Yeah. So some people like popped in on their lunch break, and that was pretty fun. Go to the kitchen, have some food in the kitchen. That was all neat. It was a strange animal in the best way. Yeah, it's a weird critter. Like I said, it's a loss leader, I think, Mel. I think at some point they'll have to change that. So I take advantage of all that stuff right now. I've got Rumble Premium for sure. And I'm like, I'm going to get it while the getting's good. Thank you very much. So, I don't know. Great time on Wednesday. I'm glad to have had you, my dude. He was jamming, you guys. He was jamming on the guitar. He was out here, like, riffing. It was a whole thing. The whole thing. Okay. I have returned. Welcome back, silly. You're here just in time for me to end. It's true. And go on, you got here just in time for me to end. And Intra, you got here just in time for me to end. It's true. I am wrapping things up, you guys. I don't want to keep people arbitrarily post-lecture here. So unless there were specific questions or things people wanted me to address, I'm going to bounce and let you guys stew on stuff and things. So I am going to get back to work. The work that's not with the camera on kind of work. So I'm going to write things out, type things out. And I've got a technical stuff too, with edits and recordings and DaVinci being disagreeable and have to coordinate things with my digital media team. And it's hence a couple things have been messed up with scheduling and uploads, and I apologize. We're working out the kinks, you guys. We're figuring it out as we go. We are. Doggo has walked, and I did too. Oh, coincidentally. At least I get to see you say goodbye. Aw. Put the camera on if you want. Or off. Oh, OnlyFans. Yeah. Yeah, right. That's the one. It's the one. Thank you guys again for being here. It means an awful heckin' lot. I have great respect for those of you who have opted into difficulty, as I said before, but it bears repeating. Next stream is tomorrow, regular time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Hope to see you guys there. We've now done some of the serious, and let's go see some of the silly. Not this silly. If you want to see this silly, you can see a whole bunch of this silly on his OnlyFans, this guy right here. You can see on OnlyFans or Patreon. You can see him doing his business. If you're like, the Dutch... Do you? I don't know what you're into. I'm not here to kink shame. So, yeah, let's join the Discord. If you guys haven't joined the Discord, it's a pretty swell place. That's where all the party is going to be going down on Sunday. yeah, a lot of resources in there, a lot of fun things. Then follow on Rumble if you haven't. Follow on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. And if you're thinking, I'm not quite convinced that this is worth any of my dollars, I'm not quite convinced that this is worth more my follow or any of that stuff, then let me earn it tomorrow. Keep coming back. Let me earn it. Give me another shot at earning this thing between the silly and the serious. And I truly hope to. I truly hope to earn it. Because I take follows and the word of mouth and all that, the well-wishings that come with them, I take all of that quite seriously. The people that, to be a person that people choose to raid is something I take very seriously. To be the person that people introduce their friends or their family to is something I take very seriously. And I aim to steward well the time that you've entrusted to me. So thank you. And I'm humbled indeed by those kindnesses and those votes of confidence. Thank you for everything, gang. Also, yeah, thanks to everybody who's throwing stickers at the new joins. That's pretty fun. We've got a handful of them, and I warned a couple of them. I didn't get to warn anybody tonight, but Mafia is a welcoming sort, and they tend to show that welcome via stickers. So expect your notifications to blow up for a week or three as people see that you've made your way in. That's it's a thing. They like having you. So what will it look like, gang? What will it look like in the days and weeks ahead? What will this silliness and the pile look like tomorrow? What about the Sunday Cosa Nostra Festa for the Super Bowl party and beyond, before and after parties? What will it look like when we get back to Tuesday in it? And will Gus not have a surprise for Tuesday? Will Gus have a very important announcement tomorrow, Saturday? Very important announcement that exceedingly few people have heard about. Will he have that at the beginning of stream to tell you guys what's going on, to rope you in on crazy news that no one knows about? Come and see. Come and see. And as ever, I will strive to see that it's a decision that you don't regret. In the meantime, I wish for you each marvelous evenings, mornings, wherever ye be. And I will see you on the other side.